Hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
So today's game will be set in the north.
We all have to talk like this because this is the northern accent.
Clearly.
Clearly. Have to blend in. Can you imagine that can you imagine that's the trade city is just a bunch of rough and tumble like fucking hello, how are you doing? I'm here to stab you.
Just a bunch of fucking Obi-Wans.
That's like the cry for like fucking their gotcha. It's just like they jump out of the shadows. Hello there.
General Kenobi. General Kenobi, God. Oh, my kidneys.
We are here after about probably close to, if not a month's like absence. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
If we didn't do game today, Eric was going to literally kill me.
It's true.
Yeah.
They have been game
on the
deprived.
news.
They've been game deprived for quite a while, apparently.
Yeah.
That's no good. That's no good. Did you okay, so I had this conversation with Logan and with Aaron.
Yeah.
It's really funny that back in October we held off from doing games.
I know exactly what you're gonna say, and no, I don't find it funny. Actually,
it's so funny that we held off from doing game so that we could do it all at once in November. And then
That lasted of October just was not it.
immediately in November, the first 2 weeks, people are like, "Oh, we can't be here."
Is that the sound of somebody dying?
I literally, whenever it was being typed in the Discord, I think I heard Eric. I think I looked at it and I heard him.
Probably did.
Like from all the way across fucking like state borders, just fucking audibly screaming.
Yeah.
But it's fine. We have Zelda now.
It's rough, buddy.
It's rough, buddy. The Zelda game that definitely potentially still might end before the end of the year, at which point cool. If not, then I guess February. I guess February. We'll see how things go. Today may end up being a very interesting catalyst toward that, or it may just end up being more hanging out down the street, the same old thing we did last week. Speaking of last week,
4 more years.
Speaking of last week, because it's only been that long, who wants to tell me what happened last game?
Fuck you.
I ain't volunteering for that shit.
All right, time to roll the dice.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna roll.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna roll a d4. Number 1 is Eric. Number 2 is Marco. Number 3 is Polo. Number 4 is Eric again.
What the fuck?
That is number 1. Eric.
Damn it. We did a bunch of fucking prep. We blew up a giant red rock and we gave it to the smiths. Like, make some shit, make a hammer, make a shield. I don't fucking know.
That's very true.
Do your thing. And Polo was like, I want to go to the north and talk to a grave. And we're like, dope. We'll go with you.
I want to go talk to a grave. Nope.
As a matter of fact.
That fucking Ronan talked to Matilda and told her to go punch her dad in the face with words. Tell him what's what. Fucking and some other stuff also happened. I think. It's been a month. You listen here, you.
I know we did the final preparations on the big pot of poison that had ours making, and we needed Hermes the baby dragon to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And Vega was such a fucking dog mom about it, being like, no, don't hurt him, don't scare him, don't scare the baby, you're gonna frighten him. Just being a whole fucking mom about it. Yeah, that was what Ronan did. I think Marco did something with Hosier. They talked
That is my
for a
son.
bit.
Wait, tips up. That is my son.
They talked about some things. Hosier wondered what are they. I think that, yeah, no, I don't remember much either.
Does Marco or Douglas want to tell me what happened with them? Because they were together.
Douglas was watching Hosier try not to blow himself up. Marco showed up. They became resolved to go somewhere and have Douglas teach Hosier how to use magic.
Very good, very true. Basically,
Also Douglas called Hosier and Marco boyfriends.
that is true. You did do that, and Hosier's just like, "What are you talking about? What does that even mean? I'm going this way."
Dude, you're crazy.
That's crazy. Why did he say that?
Can you
So
believe this
crazy.
shit, Hosier?
It's so crazy. Like that would never happen. Obviously, I mean, like yes, my first love was Marco, but my first love was Marco in an unconvincing bow. But still. Anyway, whenever everybody had completed their things, the only other thing that happened last time that needs to be somewhat talked about is that I believe you had started doing your work on working on a new song with Jason as well.
Yes.
So everyone is currently around the same area. You guys are within basically arm's reach of each other at the moment. Hosier, as well as Marco and Douglas, are coming down into the main area, coming down from the top where the family tomb resting Polo's Poppy's heart is in. There's also Polo, who will be coming out from the wizard war that is happening inside of there, with everybody creating potions, laughing, doing their cackles. I'm sure everybody's getting into that. Also, apparently, fucking Lobo is getting really big for his britches and talking back to people.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
He's a sassy boy.
I think I remembered something else, but I don't know if that was last game or the game before last game.
Might have been the day before.
Yeah, throw it in anyway. You might not know.
Donu and Kari are going out to unify literally every dark nut in Donu trap they can come across.
Because they're like, we can't let them fall to Ganananan. Yeah.
And
I can't wait for the Dark Nut Legion to arrive.
the Bruno boys, I believe, are going to the desert, where also Marco and them are going to with them to do the practicing thing, if I remember right, at some point.
At some point, but not immediate, because immediate you guys are doing other things.
Yeah.
Sprechen Sie Witch. I'm gonna switch to not the sad song, because the sad song is sad. It takes a little while, Ronan, but you and Jason, as you're doing your practicing, trying to come up with a new sound, a new way of conveying feelings and things of that nature, you do practice quite a little while before other people start rejoining the area. We
were doing that in the in another place, I believe.
Right? I see you guys like right around here.
Well, we didn't move them over, but I remember you specifically asked me where do we want to go to do it, and I was like, to the place where we first met Gorthos.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we can. I guess we can go there.
I remember you also said that Polo and Gallon were, I think, going there as well.
Yeah.
Do some other shit.
That is something that is happening soonish. So I guess you haven't practiced. You spent some time petting the bird.
Yeah.
Bird is being pet at the moment. Baka. Bird is still somewhat less than excited, but still like not averse to you. They're still somewhat hurt from the beating you guys gave it. Those hollow bones and all.
It was extraneous circumstances. I'll learn to fucking get over it.
But it is currently still doing its thing. It's currently still recovering. It's been messing about while you've been there with it, while you and Jason, as well as apparently Aster is also here. As everything is going around, you would have noticed, I'm going to continue with what you would have seen because you still saying you're here. You would have noticed several people would have been coming and going from where Argo is, coming and speaking with Argo, trying to see different movements and different things that are happening, because again, eventually going to the Gerudo Desert, or as well going into the different areas of Hyrule, is very important. Argo is still trying to track down the different armies that are converging into one spot, so you know, letting people know that they're not going to be intercepted by, let's say, a group of Lizalfos is probably good. That being said, it does look as if as things are going through, people are bringing more and more things to help Argo out. Every time they do ask him for something, you see a larger and larger little disc of water so slowly shaping as more people are like, oh yeah, here, I thought this might help, and then they plop down a big old plate. Eventually, you would note that even eventually a Goron does make its way shown here, as some members from the people over in the Gerudo town eventually show themselves. In particular, the one that you had noticed that would have made their way here. Let me go and grab them. Where you at, you fuck? Oh, you're over here. In particular, you would note the one that you guys all know, the one that has been usually just delivering mail and such, would have been making his way through, as Argo would be given a rather large plate from the Gerudo people. One thing that you would note before everybody else would is that a good majority of the Gerudo people are still seemingly sane. From what you can tell, the present seems to be from the quote-unquote queen herself, though you are pleased to hear that they are calling them the chieftain again. They're no longer going by Gerudo Queen. That being said, there is now a large golden discus in the center of this place that Argo is now using to do their scrying with. That being said, it is around this time that Polo would be making their way down through, as well as Marco and Douglas would come down. You guys would immediately get the idea upon looking down, seeing people go in and out, that more is going on here than was originally gone through. You see several soldiers from Hyrule making their way through and to and fro. You see that there are some Zora making their way to and fro, going from the Sea Zora domain to the River domain. You see that again, the one Goron to rule them all, making their way hastily in and out, carrying different kinds of materials to people. You're decently sure at this point that most of them have gotten used to the idea that your guys' house is a hub area for now, until you turn it off, because word has spread that eventually you are going to turn this off because safety.
Yeah.
All that being said, as you guys would look down and notice it, Hosier would definitely give a bit of a look downwards and out. Have we decided what we're doing first? We have our own thoughts. Polo, do you have any ideas yet now? Everyone is rushing about, and I have worries that we are running low on time, despite the idea that we have 2 weeks.
Well, I already have my plans somewhat in motion, but it is not something as urgent as everyone else's, so I am here to help when anyone else needs me.
That is essentially what I wish to do. I don't wish to sit idly. Looks back toward Marco and Douglas.
There we are.
Well,
Where are we?
what are the plans? Looks back to Marco and Douglas.
Getting already.
Training you up, getting gear ready.
I do not think that I'm going to be trained up in all the ways of magic immediately. Perhaps
How dare
learning,
you disrespect me like this?
perhaps learning something to help me control things and then relying more on natural gifts.
Exactly.
I roll.
Perhaps we
Okay.
should talk with Ronan. He usually has ideas on where to go. I'm not sure where Galen went, although he probably went off with his brother, right?
They went to the desert to check on all their sisters.
Oh, and so we don't have to rescue them again. We realize Kuro again.
You guys would make your
That'll be
way
fine.
down while you're talking. Upon
Yep.
saying these things, you would make your way down to the bottom floor of this, at which point you would see Ronan sort of hanging off and around with the giant bird. You would also see going in and out, from what you guys can tell, is Volmana making their way through and about, showing that somebody has made their way here from the Gerudo tribes. You also, again, just like everybody else noticed, let me make sure that I'm showing what exactly is here for a second. Let me just
What are you just?
there we go.
Okay, cool.
There is now a big golden disc in the center of the area where Argo is, full to the brim with water, that him and Z are currently off and about at.
That's new.
As you guys make your way over toward Ronan. Ronan and Jason, as well as Aster, are just hanging off and about there. Z is off to the center, helping Argo with anything they need. You would note that currently, it seems that Rowana is teaching Radon something with their sword. You're not sure exactly what it is or if they should be.
Should is a strong word we don't use anymore.
No, this is good.
It's like, oh no, little king, you should learn how to wield this deadly weapon against mages.
I mean, honestly though,
She's been really good with it so far. So her teaching her can only mean things are going to get better.
She has been beyond clutch. I have to say.
Yeah, no, this child's a prodigy.
she
They've
cut off a
mostly-
dude's arms twice.
They're really good at aiming for wrists.
I cannot wait for Zelda 2 when whatever group goes up to the Zora's domain and they see her as the king.
This is a
And
child
all
that she really
her
always wanted to be. It has break wrist.
I just want them, when we do Zelda 2, obviously, I just want them to literally just come back in very similar looking like posture as like Ronan or Rowana, just fucking big ass fucking warrior
shit.
warrior fish.
Amazon is fucking fish.
She's just as
They
big
just come
as,
back as like Sidon.
Yeah.
She has a bubbly energy.
It's just femsidon.
It's Femsidon. That's just what it is. I have whoever
Wait,
draw them, put them in the
this-
pose and everything.
Rudon, Sidon. Yeah. Close enough.
But yes, at this point, you guys would note that there is a Ronin. You guys would make your way over to them. Ronin, you would see that the group would be coming down together. The group plus Hosier. Anyway. But they make their way over towards you. Jason is currently staring off toward the entryway, looking as if they're waiting for someone, most likely Matilda, who has not came back yet from their little excursion. But as all of you approach, you guys are together again.
So,
Hey guys.
hello. I assume that you also have plans to start moving around too.
Yeah. Planning to go on over to the, what was it? The bone pile. You know the bone pile, the Gorthos bone pile.
The Gorthos bone pile. Gorthos bone pile.
Or
Well, the
Bone pile
the
specifically
one that we
made for
found.
Gorthos. Gorthos bone
This
pile.
bone
Yeah.
pile.
That
One
bone
that in
pile.
the collapsed in the collapsed part of the dungeon. Yeah, that.
Yeah, I mean, not all of it collapsed, right?
You guys do remember that whenever Gallum was here, he did say that that would be very easy for him to traverse that place. So he probably can help you guys with it.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
that or Obra with their levitating spells.
Yeah. I remember.
Or Ronan with his levitating spells.
Yeah. really
Or
didn't have
his
to wait, I
massive
guess.
muscles.
But,
Or Marco with his levitating.
I don't have a levitating spell.
Jumping counts.
I can levitate myself, and that's it.
but I
We don't have
think
to
I
waste a
remember-
spell on you.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Rowan.
I was gonna say, I think I remember, Polo, you saying something about going there at some point as well. So I figured I'd just wait until you guys do that, and then we all go together.
If
There
there's
doesn't
something
seem to be-
worthwhile in that pile.
There doesn't seem to be any other pressing issues at the moment. Bolo was saying they wish to make their way off to the north, I believe.
That was in like a day or so, right? Like a couple days or something until we can sort out the other stuff.
Yes, I am more than willing to wait till everyone else has resolved their matters. Mine is not urgent in any way, shape, or form.
At the very
And-
least, then, we can go do this bone pile thing or make our way to the desert to make sure everything is all right. Either of those.
Alrighty.
I'm fine with either, though I would like to see if the big one can even be repaired. And if it is repaired, if it is on our side or not. That one
That's why
was
we're going to
tricky.
the bone pile to get bones to repair it.
Mm,
Make some bone paste, baby. Fill in those
Yeah.
joints.
I wish I
Some bones for the big boy.
I
Big
wish I
bony
knew how the
boy.
magic worked. I'm just affected by it. I'm not as conscious of its ins and outs as Gorthos was.
I don't even think he was, to be sure.
It's
Yeah,
all
I
the
don't
more
think so
baffling of how it even began in the first place.
With the idea that there has been apparently motions back toward Argo, some sort of gift delivered, I assume that means that the Gerudo Desert is fine enough.
Interestingly, I would have assumed Ganon would have ripped them to shreds if they didn't follow him. Maybe this Ganon's different than the stories.
Or he had some other goal in mind that, devastating an immediate civilization is not on his to-do list.
Mm,
Or maybe the legacy of the Iron Knuckles actually are warranted and he didn't feel like going after them.
potentially. Mm. It's impossible to know what that thing's thinking.
Yeah.
Whenever whatever happened, it appeared that once motions over to Jason, once you all summoned that creature, whatever hold the slime person, are we calling her anything in particular?
Duplex.
Chublex. Whatever held they had over everyone present seemed to have disappeared. Maybe whatever hold they had over their people disappeared as well, and they thought it was less of a guarantee walking through the streets, or I don't know.
Mm.
It doesn't seem like this Ganon creature probably cares about that kind of thing, though. I don't think
What if-
anything could have scared him.
What about what happened gave the impression that she lost the ability to control people?
I was assuming with that, motions over toward the rock. If she still is controlling anything, it should be that thing that was full of her, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Whenever it was performing its duties with all of you and sort of attempting to save itself or save the smaller not Gorthos. It seemed like it was in its own mind at the very least. It didn't seem like it was being altered in any way.
Okay.
Not to mention everybody who was, I guess, knocked out seemed to come to in a very cognitive state at the very least.
I just know she got us with that trick before, so I just was worried. But
We should try to make sure of things. You are right. Everybody who was turned should, I don't know, maybe speak to one of the witches or someone to see if there's anything they can do.
I don't know what we would do.
That's probably pretty easy. Well, I mean, one thing, me or Marco could stab you through.
That is true.
It's not the ideal choice.
But you have a
it
much
is on the
easier
table.
you have a much easier way right there. They motion over toward Argo.
Explain.
Argo can see this person, right? So if they have any influence over you, they should be able to feel them near you or sense their magic, right? With his scrying powers.
That would make sense. I suppose it's better than my idea.
I could run you through if you want. I mean, you're just bones, right?
Oh no, that was not my idea.
Why do you keep suggesting that?
Because
It's a very effective strategy.
Because no one's gonna realistically have me do it, so it's fun to say.
Okay.
Well, that is kind of the solution we're looking for Ganon himself. We're trying to run him through.
Yeah, I was going to just say present people to Hickory, Dickory, and Dock and see if they want to eat them. They like eating Chewblex.
How do we
That
know
is
that
another-
Hickory, Dickory, and Dock wouldn't just be hungry at the time? Also, what?
Well, they're always hungry. They're
Well-
always hungry.
Chewblex seemed when we first met the being was being eaten repeatedly by a Deku Hydra. So it must be its natural predator in some capacity.
I did not
says-
think Choo-Choos could have natural predators before this.
Interesting.
Well, it's not really so much that they don't have natural predators, is that not a lot of things have the stomach for them. But
That's what I
predators.
mean.
They're not really eaten by prey animals.
Hmm.
And predator animals would rather just eat something else.
Even if we feed Hickory, Dickory, and Dock sand chew jelly, they'll make glass jelly out of it.
I mean, it might be worth the attempt, but I don't know if Hickory and Dickory's Dock's internal mechanisms are hot enough to create glass out of a sandshoe.
I need to experiment on the Hydra. After all this is over, of course. Think of all the possibilities.
There are many possibilities. I'm just glad that we tamed
Such as
it.
death. Death is a possibility.
Oh no! Whatever shall I do should that happen
Not
to
all
me?
of us come back, Douglas.
Seems like you need to practice more with your magic then.
I've came back. I think.
This one just keeps reincarnating into the same person. He just thumbs over to Jason.
Was I dead?
No, maybe.
I don't know.
I know I was certainly dead. Me waking up was an absolute accident. You, I don't know.
The fact is, you existed enough that you were able to be pulled out with the stone, so you didn't die. Thumbs up.
Honestly, this reincarnation thing is also giving me a head scratch. I didn't think it was actually real, you know.
How is it confounding you?
I mean, reincarnation usually is described as a person coming back as something different, not usually the same person. This one keeps coming back. Eventually, these ones always end up like Link, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
the basic
Yeah.
components of what is considered a reincarnation are still intact. Same soul, different physical body.
Seems like they kind of become a part of the next person rather than become the next person.
Maybe
Does that
that's
mean
different
Ganon?
with us because me and Matilda lost our memories a bit, or
I would say it's more complicated because time was fandangled with, not really because of your memories.
Well, the hero's spirit is in both of you, right? Like, at least part of it is.
Look, whatever my brother did to these people, I don't know.
Yeah. It's not really important to understand it if I'm going to be
My
real.
brother
That's
was
also a
my
weird
brother was
thing.
the reincarnation. For some reason, when he exploded, part of him went into the princess. I don't.
Now that I would chalk up more to the Triforce being something so ancient and enigmatic, we'll never hope to understand. Despite apparently some of you talking to their creators. That question didn't come up, did it? How does it work? No?
Actually,
Okay.
this brings up a peculiarity. What is really the difference between a reincarnation and a possession? I thought reincarnation was once the soul descended to a higher plane and then realized it had unfinished business, thus being reborn into a new body. With the possession, it never traverses any sort of higher standing.
That means Gorthos
just moves
has been
to another body.
reincarnated. Huh.
Wouldn't it make more sense that Hosier's brother possessed the princess instead of reincarnating?
The princess is relatively close to my brother's resting place whenever he was set to rest, and the entirety of the royal family were there whenever everything had gone down. It wouldn't be impossible for someone of royal lineage to be possessed by a ghost.
I'm pretty sure historically that's happened before.
I still don't like the idea of it, and I also would like to never tell the king that.
As if that's the most pressing matter on his mind either.
It would throw the benevolence of the hero into question in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, benevolence, malevolence.
This whole conversation could be the point of one person's like entire career of study.
You mean an
Just
occultist?
I don't think I'll make it my career, but it's interesting.
I mean,
maybe a thesis.
Probably like two or
about the princess, the hero, and all that oddity happening. And now that there are three of them,
there are lots of books on spirits in the Sun Temple. There are lots of books about everything.
Also, there are 4 technically, if we count the goddess looking like me as well.
That I never found an answer to. I don't think Gorthos knows why either.
I just figured because like bloodline thing.
I mean, I don't. What is the link?
I don't think
Zelda's actual child.
I don't think that the princess looks identical to their mother or their mother.
That's right. Magnus did have 2 wives. Jeez. No, that's been confusing.
Either way, I feel like we're losing the point.
We're tangent.
We are tangenting on tangents here.
Well, excuse me. I've only been alive for the last few days.
Should we ask Argo to do those things and maybe do those things to any of the people who come to them?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we can make our way off to the Lost Woods.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Good to me.
Or you can, or whatever.
You guys, again, this is very quick for Argo to be able to do. So Ronan, as you would make your way to Argo would be sort of fawning over his new present. I mean, she gave me a present, right? So like I'm not looking too much into it.
You know what? Sure, look into it as deep as you want, especially this bowl right now.
I'm just saying, I mean, I feel like the idea with whatever that magic was, is that she did remember everything eventually when you guys were there. So, I mean, I must have made an impression.
You certainly know how to make one, Argo.
Yeah, I mean, you can always hope that that's the case.
You know,
how about after this is all over, you just ask.
There's no shame in shooting your shot, my friend.
I mean, you don't live in a cave anymore, so you must have some nice property now.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if I have any property, but I was given some things by the king whenever I was there, and I do have a tree.
You're literally the sage of the Lost Woods. You can make your own house out of a tree. Now, speaking of the Lost Woods and things, we need you to look into something.
You guys eventually explain to Argo that you guys are wanting to make sure that whatever influence that the Chublex had over you is gone and fully gone. As Argo, using their scrying and using their ability to look for the magical signatures that he's been doing all throughout Hyrule recently, and again, being able to find Chublex relatively easily through that, you guys are able to find out that currently, no, none of you do have any influence from the Chublex left. Currently, as you are looking through things and as they are widening their search for things, there are some areas near the Damned City, as well as some areas down as far as Lon that does seem to have some influence of the Tubelex there from what he can tell, but nothing humongous. The most that was off and around that is not in the basically the absolute walk path of all the monsters is currently coming from the desert, which you guys are decently sure is because of all of those muddy warriors that are making their way through, that are dressed up like the Iron Knuckles.
Okay.
As he's looking through it, it looks as if the only things I can find of the Tubelex's influence are monsters. From what I can tell, at least nothing else that's within the walkway of anything. Maybe some other people have turned, or maybe not, but it doesn't seem like anything too much. There is one thing that's rather odd to me, though.
Oh.
What is it?
Now that I'm looking for the influence of that creature in particular, I mentioned to you guys before that I wasn't really able to find that Ganon creature before, but he motions over toward the area coming from the western mountains. As he does, you see a rather larger chunk of whatever this is seemingly walking toward Kyril Castletown from there. This was never picked up before whenever I was looking for those monsters. I think this is him.
Wait, so that's, you're detecting her magic right now, and now you're seeing him.
I think that I'm seeing him through her magic instead of looking for his magic.
Does that mean she has a hold over him?
Or she's keeping an eye on him?
I feel like from what Galen's grandma said that shouldn't be the case yet. If they had a hold over him, they would just win, right?
Are you sure that's Ganon and not Volt Circuit?
I'm not sure of anything. I can't get a really good read on it from here, but it's something big. It's either one or the other. It's one signature. This isn't an army. This isn't a group. This is one being.
Doesn't narrow it down much.
Maybe we're seeing him from like an outside perspective, though.
Right now, the only reason we're seeing him is because I'm looking for that woman's energy.
Look for Volt Circuit.
I tried looking for it before. Whenever all of you said that he was missing, I'm not able to find anything of it.
Well, that's concerning.
I didn't want to bring it up in front of Miss Ivori or Gorthos, but I don't think that either of them are in a position to worry about that right now.
No.
Maybe it's a long shot, but can it detect Gorthos's?
You see him
mixed in there, right?
You see him put his hands out toward the thing as you ask him to look for Gorthos, whom he is very familiar with. You note that as he does this, nothing seems to show itself on the map in front of him. Not anything. Oh.
Well, that's disappointing, but unsurprising.
Well,
if there's anyone else you want me to look for, I could, but at the moment, everybody seems fine. Nobody even in the desert seems to be affected by that woman's magic.
That's good. That's very good. I can't really think of anyone else to specifically look for right now.
Well, I can thought you're dead as dirt. Let's see. Ivori's probably dead at the bottom of the chasm. The hole.
That does remind me. I sent word out toward here. He motions over toward the northeastern part of the map where you guys would note that is where this area right here is. As he motions over, I sent Volmana over here. Because that's where Domrin and the others were, right?
Yeah.
I made sure to let them know everything that has gone down and let them know that they should make their way towards Spectacle Rock.
Yeah. It's nice to know that we'll have them on our side, very least.
I'm not sure if the three of them are still there. From what you guys told me, several people that were supposed to be there went missing and showed up in the desert. But at the same time, those three are on another level than them, so I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that they went separately towards that same location, if I rack my brain really hard remembering.
They did. I just was making sure that they didn't get captured first or captured later. But I don't know. Volmana should bring back news anytime now. He's relatively quick.
Yes, it's distressing.
He's gone. He's out. You guys saw him leave.
Yeah.
He was sitting right there the whole time. I was looking at that like
You guys saw him
right
leave as
now.
you guys came down. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mentioned that. I know I did.
Yep. So, quick aside, did you manage to fix that curse on the armor, or is he still mumbly? No? Okay.
he's still mumbly.
Okay. It's very funny.
Polo can translate for him though, and it's really funny.
That's even funnier. Well, what are you gonna do? Well, it is Demis's armor, so we expect curable curses. Let's think. Are any of the Gorons still in communication with us? The Boulder and them? Do they know what's going on?
Yeah,
I believe that they're off around Lon at the moment.
Okay.
So they are within any sort of range of coming and going.
Good.
What about the Rito? Weren't they supposed to be waiting outside the forest for us to come in and fight? Looks back toward the bird.
To fight, but things have changed.
Didn't they leave? Wasn't that a thing that we heard?
I don't know where they would have went. I can look. I don't think I remember them. Was I around for that?
You were around for that. She gave you her staff.
Oh, them.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about that other guy.
Well, he was there too.
Yeah, I just didn't know if I was around for him saying he was gone or leaving somewhere. It's been months. Anyway.
it's been so long.
He
It's been 4 years.
He brings himself over toward the waters. As you guys do note that there is still a presence over by the forest. Inside the forest, you do see one presence when he's looking for Rito. Most likely that is the current, I guess, the past, not current sage.
Yeah,
The last sage.
You also note that there's obviously a lot of signatures coming from Rito Village off to the west, but whenever you're looking for the one man's in particular, you note that there is a small signature over by Gerudo Town.
Yeah. Look at that. Convenient and odd.
He must have chased the bird there.
He's persistent, I'll give him that.
Oh. We should probably let him know he doesn't have to do that anymore.
Now that the Rito Village is another threat, maybe they'll be willing to help us.
Maybe. We have
They're
Volmana, so
stubborn,
whenever he comes back, we can send him out again.
Mm.
He's really efficient.
He really
Indeed. If only all the postmen were like him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
And all the people
outside
that moved to-
with Volmana, you just see him look left, look right, put a pair of bunny ears on his head, and start darting off.
I mean, it works. It works.
All right. I can't think of many more players that we need to be worried about.
So we're heading off toward the forest then?
Might as well. Maybe I get to see this temple with my own eyes for once. I've always been curious about the other temples.
Well, let's get moving then.
Do you guys want to go to the forest and go through to it, or do you want to just to the forest?
What do you think?
Quicker to just teleport there, right?
There are two different kind of things of it. If you do, you will go to the temple, which is a little bit off from where it is, but you do have two ferries with you. But if you go there through the city, you potentially would be able to just go right out into it, though that one was collapsed last time you saw it.
Lost ones are weird.
I'm fine to do the doodle-doo if that's what everyone's cool with.
Yeah, that feels right at this stage of the game to do.
You guys
You're
do
so
magic
right.
flute. Let's get the others here. Dog.
Dog.
Oh,
Tentacle. As you guys listen to the doot-doots happening about you, you will also find that immediately each of you would, other than Argo, because Argo is staying here watching over everything as we speak. He's your guy in the chair.
Hell yeah.
As everything immediately starts shifting about you, since you have several minstrels singing the same song at the same fucking time, you will find yourselves off in the forest. Let me grab said forest, because I forgot you were going there today. So I didn't have it in the box where everything that I usually have everything is in, but it is right here, so I should be able to just plop it down.
it has been a month. It is fine. We are forgetful bitches.
No, you're a forgetful bitch.
I am.
Yeah, that's right.
What was I saying?
Exactly, punk.
Who?
I guess the temple's in. I guess the temple is in the other one. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. There's temple. Temple without water. Bloop. We have the one with water for when you guys still have water in it, and you have the one without water for the current times because you guys evaporated it all. You monsters.
Listen, shut up.
You guys find yourselves teleported back to the inside of the forest. At this point, you see off and around you the remains of your dastardly deeds. As off and about, there is zero trace of water, and even the ground itself is turned from mud to dirt. That being said, there are still the croaking of frogs all about. As you do find.
I don't remember doing this.
Oh yeah, because this is you had to dry it out so you can go deeper down.
Yeah.
Right.
As you guys look off and about, you guys know that with both Aster and Z, you guys can easily traverse the woods without getting lost, so that's good for that. Currently making your way off and about, you can definitely do so. One thing you will notice is a little bit off from where you guys currently are. There is a bit of a strange little sparkle off in the woods. Off about,
a sparkle. It shimmers and shines with the light.
There is a slight bit of a sparklo, one of them sparklos, coming from that direction.
Yeah, we should just totally ignore whatever that is and just say fuck it,
No,
could.
Marco.
You could.
Heed your calling.
Okay. There's something sparkling over there.
You don't get a treasure sense. It's no kind of treasure.
But I still sense the adventure.
Do you want to go toward the adventure?
I want to go towards the adventure, where the adventure all began.
Marco, you make your way over as the others hang back from a distance to make sure you don't blow up or something. As you approach the sparkle in the air, you see in front of you what appears to be a swirling set of sparkles just sort of flowing in the air, and almost in front of you, you can see a giant A button as if you can interact with it.
Wow. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You see floating in front of you what appears to be a Korok.
Hello,
Jesus.
fella.
As the Korok floats in front of you, you see that this is a similar one to the ones who were chasing you guys down and with tiny bows and arrows from before. However, this one appears a lot more docile and just seems to be floating like a little helicopter leaf. He's just hanging out doing his thing.
Is it safe? Is it gonna blow up?
It's safe.
Okay, cool.
You
Hello,
don't
little
know if I'm not gonna blow up.
Are you?
I could if I felt like it.
I would like it more if you didn't.
They open up where the leaf is in front of them as you just see strapped to their face a bunch of C4. No, anyway. As the Korok is floating in front of you, you see it for a moment as it does seem to look off and about.
Oh, you are the ones that solved the puzzle of the forest temple, are you not?
That is right.
I was supposed to
Yes.
guide you.
Oh, well, I think you might have missed the mark on that one by a smidge.
Yeah, I was taken over by a great evil.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, it's true.
They look off
Sorry,
and
I'm not
around.
Great evil.
They look off and around. As they do, they point over toward where Jason is. Then they point over toward where you are, Marco.
But it seems as if you have done the end of the trial that was set forth for you. You, or you, or you, or you, one of you has pulled the sacred sword from the stone.
It's true.
Yeah, we did do that.
Oh, that's the trial you're talking about.
I was set to guard this place until such a time that a hero would come and solve its riddles, at which point I was to show them to the sacred grove. Do you wish to go to the sacred grove?
Let's just looks over at Jason.
They hold up the sword.
Oh, you have been to the sacred grove.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how we have the sword.
But it appears that neither of you have been to the sacred grove.
There's a difference.
What do you mean?
Well, both of you have been to a sacred grove, yes. But have you been to second sacred grove?
What's
What
the
is that?
second sacred grove? What's
What does
there?
that, what does that
Same
mean?
thing.
It's just another master sword?
Well, neither of you have drawn a master sword from this time. Oh, fuck.
So, are you saying there's a
Yes, let's go, please. Guys, I need two of them again. They're too cool.
Do you really need to have two of them?
Guess I don't.
I mean, a third one couldn't hurt, though. Like,
If the two of you
Fine.
already have it, then perhaps it would be irresponsible to let you have a third.
listen, we're going up against the incarnation of evil, so maybe we could use a third evil destroying sword.
Well, you potentially could use a third evil destroying sword, but rules are rules.
Is there a rule about 3 master swords at any given time?
There's a rule about one.
Well, then it seems like there's no rules about 3.
Well, it feels like we've already broken the rules, so what's breaking it a little more gonna do?
Punishment from beyond.
From beyond,
Already-
what's beyond?
Hmm.
Can we please see the Sacred Grove?
I probably should not show you to the sacred grove, but you can ask anything else you want of me.
I mean, we can kind of probably just find it anyway.
Yeah, you guys know where it is.
Yeah, we've been,
Fine, anyway.
so we
Um,
where it is.
Since you're our guide for this particular place, do you know about the evil being that used to be inside of the temple here?
The evil being that used to be inside the temple here. Ah, the one that force-fed me pieces of themselves.
Yes, that.
They're scary and they force-fed me pieces of themselves.
It's
You know-
very scary. We're up against them.
Oh my.
You don't know anything about it, do you?
If I did, I probably wouldn't have accepted the pieces of themselves.
You know what? That's extremely fair.
Fair enough.
Can you guide us to the bone pile room?
The bone pile room? I don't know what that is.
Well, there's a second temple in the forest here somewhere.
Oh.
An ancient one that 100 heroes had descended into some time ago.
Ooh.
We already.
You don't know what this is.
Yeah, we know where that is. I feel like.
We don't. I don't feel like we.
I'm trying to make something useful out of this thing. Leave me alone.
How about money? You have money?
I don't have any money. I could show you where the stockpile is.
Yes.
Whatever that is, yes, that sounds useful.
They point over to the temple.
Well, that's the stockpile that restocks all of the puzzles inside of the temple.
Oh, so the other thing that we already know where it is.
You know where the stockpile is?
Well, we know where the puzzles are that release items, but are you talking about where the items originate from?
They seem to float themselves over toward the waterless waterway in front of them. As they do, they look back to you guys and they shake their little leaf all about. You note that when they shake it, a strange, almost guitar-like stringing sound seems to come from it. As they shake the thing and as the little guitar-like strings seem to get plucked out of nowhere, you do find that there is a slight shining coming from the waterbed. As you look down into the waterbed, you do note that at the base of where the mud and dirt meet where the water should be, there are small glimmers of gold coming all throughout the underground.
There you go. That is the storehouse of goddess metal.
Oh.
Oh.
How much goddess metal would you reckon is in there?
How many Decker trees are?
At least three of them.
At least three of them. Thank you.
Fantastic.
That's so many threes.
This point, if Gorlith was still around, he'd be frothing at the mouth. But a stockpile of a very rare metal is next to him.
Yeah, we can plant more trees.
All
It's
right.
true. It's true. You could. You find Hosier just sort of steps over, grabs Aster from on top of where Polo is, walks over toward the hero, puts hand on Jason's shoulder. We will go back and we will grab more people to come and collect some of this.
Are you sure?
You don't need us down in the bone pit, right?
I really wanted to see the bone pit, though.
Well, I kind of need Jason's help with the thing I was going to do, so...
He looks over toward Jason. He looks back over toward the water, gives a sigh. I will go and collect more people.
Thank you.
And this fairy will guide me through the woods. Right?
Basically, you can guide him through the woods, right?
Oh, of course I can
Aster,
You will be fine.
you need to stay awake just for a little bit, okay?
Yeah, I can do that.
I will shake you.
It might be your best bet.
He will pick her up. He will look toward the woods. You will find that as he does, if I turn into a he then seems to coat himself in darkness and disappear.
Oh,
He's look at him learning.
didn't know he could do that.
You guys who are around the tree would note he is about 30 feet that way, and then he does it again.
That's a thing he can do now.
Well, it's pretty nifty.
A a gift from Dompe. They're calling him that still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even 4.
It could be force.
He's going to bring a lot of people then.
Well,
Well,
let's get to moving.
your help has been
And one more
invaluable.
thing.
Oh.
You see him take a small chunk of what looks like gold. He then chucks it at Marco and flies away.
Marco obviously
That's-
expertly, without even breaking a sweat, grabs hold of it as he lifts up the Korok seed he obviously
Yes.
just acquired.
It is a Korok seed.
Yeah.
This
Knew
is
that
so
was coming.
fucking useful though, you don't even understand.
It is right.
Our vault of poop.
That'll show him. That'll show him. I threw my poop
Wait.
at him.
Man, when you think about it, they actually could just explode if they wanted to. Their poops explode.
Let's go to the temple.
Yeah.
This game has gone off the rails while still being on the rails somehow.
This is the rail it's been on for
There's
a
some
while.
great ass rails. You guys would find that making your way through the Lost Woods is, again, relatively easy for you at the moment. As you would find the map that would have the thing on it that I do not have, but I do have this one. So it's kind of like the same one, only it's the one from the opposite side of the world.
That's fine.
But don't worry about that.
Because that's one of the maps that got deleted in one of the 3 purges that have happened inside this fucking game. As you guys would find yourselves going over toward the overturned tree stump to attempt to make your way down into the hole below, I do have the map from the below areas.
Yay. It's been so long. It's been over 130 sessions.
You don't know that.
We do.
We're on 143.
You don't know that.
I do. That's the number. I do my best to keep track of the number.
Number. I didn't know you could count.
Yeah, I can count to 3s.
What is that?
The under area that would be the place of which you would now go. Ah, found it. It's right there. As you guys would find your ways going down deep into the underground, once again stepping out until you see what appears to be a large burnt scar upon the floor of the area here that definitely does not have any kind of body here, meaning that the Gorthos body that was here is gone, but they then didn't take anyway. So you guys eventually find that, like was mentioned last time, the area off to the south here is completely overtaken. That is the watered area you guys had came from that one time, the one that you guys sort of slinked off into to get to this place in the first place. As you guys would note that is off limits to you, you would look off toward the other side, at which point you would see that the area looks a lot less destroyed than you remember it. As you see a relatively perfectly made path going in that direction. The stories of this cave's demise were greatly overestimated, as you are able to simply walk in that direction. Upon walking for enough time, you are able to find a certain room that seems to have a certain class of enemy that, luckily for you, again, are completely inert. You see the Beamos room that you had gone through the first time, And luckily for you guys, you also wrote down the pathway that you had gone through that time before.
Yeah, Marco knows the back of his hand.
This
Is it
place...
weird I have deja vu for a place I've never been to?
A little.
Thanks to Marco's danger sense, as well as your Ronan's just knowing, because they were there. You guys are able to get through the BMOS room, the only somewhat working BMOS in the area not being able to activate or turn on, luckily for you guys.
I am glad that we never had to face these on our adventure.
Yeah, they suck. Until you guys come up on a room that, again, you're pretty sure shouldn't still be here.
Oh.
You were able to find the bone room.
With what we understand about Dompe, we can probably make a good assumption as to what was really going on. He was forcing us out of the place.
The bone room, from what you guys can see in front of you, is not collapsed. There's no collapse bones. There's no hole where this all should be. The pile of bones are still piled up in the center. And there is still a coffin-like object at the very top of it.
Is it closed or open?
It is closed.
Did you close the lid after you all left?
I don't remember doing so.
Good, because I also distinctly remember you saying there was supposed to be a giant hole in the floor.
I didn't remember that part.
It had collapsed
Yeah.
behind you guys whenever you left.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that's weird. I don't know how this is still here.
Art,
Shall we?
is this the past?
Maybe. It's
Or
Lost
is-
Woods. Anything's possible.
It would be weird if the Gorthas we were with the whole time was from the future? I don't know how this works.
We'll go up to the coffin.
Yeah, let's go do that.
You start stepping upon the bones, Ronan and Marco. As you guys start to step upon the bones, you do
Gingerly.
find that some of them feel off. As you step upon the bones, you guys feel a sense of familiarity with some of them. You find that some of the bones upon the pile almost give off a sense or some kind of a magic to them. But upon second look, you don't see any auras, you don't see anything magical or spiritual about them, like coming off from them. But out of the millions of bones that are in this room, you do see that there are a few that almost feel familiar. Do you want to continue toward the coffin?
Yeah.
The coffin is atop the very top of the large pile of bones. You make your way to it. Sure is a shut coffin that no one is inside of.
I open the coffin.
Shall we open it?
Oh,
Yeah, let's do it together.
Yeah.
but there's no point. No one's in there.
All right, one.
It's not about the person in that could or could not be inside of it. It's about the feeling of doing it as we remember our friend who is gone right now. It's about a symmetrical scene of doing it before and doing it now. Fucker, stop doing that.
You guys throw off the top of the coffin. As you do, you find the coffin empty. There's a part of you inside that had a little bit of hope that it wasn't going to be, but it is empty. No Gorthas.
So is there a paradox waiting for us up there, or?
Not this time.
Maybe I'm a little disappointed in that too. Strange. Well, what's in it?
No.
Anything? No. Well,
Oh, well. It's not like I came here expecting to find him in here anyway.
It would have been, you know, nice.
It would have been nice.
maybe you get to fill him in on all of your adventures you've been having these last however long it's been.
Dang.
We'll
Just
have to
just opens up. Hello, I am the mighty Gorthos. Who are all of you?
Just have to go back to good old Plan A. Get the one we know back. So let's take a look at these bones then, I guess.
Yep. There'll be something worthwhile in here.
There are a couple, like I said, of bones all throughout this place that seem as if they are somewhat giving off a familiar sense. And by a couple, I mean, I believe there are exactly 3 inside of these millions of bones that are laying in this pile.
Yoink.
You want to make your way over toward one of them, Ronan?
Yeah.
Ronan, you make your way over toward one of the ones that you had passed up on your way here. As you look down toward the pile of bones that seem to give off a familiar sense to it, you find that looking toward it, it is definitely not a human bone. It is definitely not Hylian. It is definitely not maybe Gerudo. Who knows? You see a very large bone. As you pick it up, it appears to be something similar to maybe an arm or maybe something of the sort. As you take it into your hands, I would like you to give me a spirit check, please.
Okay. That's I'm gonna use a reroll on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a reroll on that. I'll take that. That's a 60.
That's an all right one. Roll me 2 more times.
Oh, well, thank you. Whoever did
Fake
that.
person gave you 2 more tries.
That's an 18.
No, fake person gave you 1 and Eggy gave you 1. There we go. They both have very similar text colors on my side.
Well,
So
thank you both very much.
my eyes did not discern them for a moment, and now I am sad because my daddies are going to hate me. Anyway. Now, as you take the bone in your hand, as you look over it, as you sort of flip it off and about, you find that that same familiar feeling doesn't go away. You're not sure what this bone is. You're not sure exactly what's going on about it, but whenever you picked it up, you felt good. You felt capable. As you pick the bone up, you find that you are going to gain 2 temporary ability points.
Oh.
As whatever this spiritual who's-its or what's-its that are inside of this bone seems to somewhat hasten you, seems to somewhat give you a sense of accomplishment, and you're decently sure that something like this could potentially be used on the creature before. This is potentially the same kind of a bone that Gorthos usually finds. This is definitely potentially a heroic bone. Who knows? Maybe it belonged to a heroic skeleton.
Okay.
Douglas would be helping searching for bones. Would he be able to pick up on any heroism in these, or is that
Douglas,
something outside of him?
unfortunately, nothing here is being familiar to you. Also, as soon as Ronan picks up this bone, nothing seems to call out to Ronan anymore from this pile at all.
No, there's all looks just like bones to me. So
You are looking off and about it, though. You're doing your little walk. Marco, are you doing anything?
He is going to be looking for a bone.
Like I said, there are several bones here that are giving off a kind of feel to it. You make your way over toward one of them. This one a little bit smaller than the one that Ronan had made their way over to. Give me a resistance, please.
Sure thing.
there's something angry here.
Obviously, I gotta put in a hero, my one hero dice into it because I have to. It's me. It's what the emerald do. That is 12 plus my resistance, which is 3 plus 6. That is an 18.
It is an 18. You find, as you make your way over toward a different bone, you find a very light bone in front of you. One that seems to have a very, despite its size, a very light, almost as if it is marrowless, or at least very thin as far as what is used here. You find that the bone itself probably not the greatest for holding up a gigantic skeleton by the leg. That being said, as you do look among it, it does give off a familiar feeling to you. It gives off a familiar sort of something. As you look it over and as you find that the bone itself seems to give you a sense of accomplishment as far as finding it, you are going to be gaining something as well.
Yay!
However, yours is different.
What do I gain?
You have some over here, so I'll just use it. You are going to be gaining 3 temporary hearts.
Yay!
There you go.
Wow.
Also, stop being hurt.
It's impossible. We have such limited health.
Stop being hurt. Fuck.
Did you put the 2 little thingies on my thing?
Yep, I put them below your current AP. These right here.
Oh, action points. Okay.
Yeah.
I misheard you.
As you pick up this bone and as you look to it, you're not sure what kind of help it will be, but it is a bone that is giving off the same kind of feel that you would think that Gorthos would have potentially felt. As soon as you did pick this one up, though, none of the other ones in this room seem to call out.
Oh, anything else?
Polo, did any of these stick out to you?
She's just kind of looking around, maybe letting Orion have a sniff at a couple of these.
Orion will go and sniff them. However, Orion is not getting much beyond the fact of they are bones and he wants to have them all. That being said, I will note for Marco and Ronan, you didn't feel anything until you started climbing the bones.
Oh, okay.
But we do know that we did feel more than the one bone. We felt multiple bones.
Yeah.
So
You might need to take a step up on the bones if you want to actually like get a feel of it.
Jason will get on bones.
All right.
it's a bit morbid, but you know, Gorthos is a bit morbid when you think about him.
A bit.
Polo, as you climb onto the bones, you get a very similar feel that the other two. As you look off and about, you do find that there is a familiar feeling from one of the bones off near where the coffin is. As you make your way there and as Orion follows you, you do see what appears to be a rather large bone down the northern edge of where the coffin is, the empty coffin. Would you would you like to touch it?
Yeah.
This one appears to be a what appears to be a joint or a leg bone of some kind. It is not large, but it is definitely oversized for something like a human. It is not like humongous size, but it's all right. As you look it over and as you take it into your hands, however, I would like you to roll me this one, which is a magic check, please.
Magic.
Magic.
Yeah.
Great D20, so 1.
No,
No.
you will re-roll that one.
I will also remind you, you have 3 rerolls right here.
Well, Emerald's giving his, so I'm not gonna argue
I'm
with it.
just letting you know.
All right.
It's power of friendship.
Straight D20. Okay, I'm gonna put in a reroll. Right. Straight D20. Holy shit. Okay, fine.
What the fuck?
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Oh my fucking shit.
Get a new
These are-
die.
Well, I'm just gonna use my last reroll as for the meme. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna give me Gallon's dice.
Okay, you use,
Hell
use
yeah.
Gallon's dice. Gallon was the one that came here before, so it makes sense.
I,
15.
Oh.
15
Oh, dude.
with your magic, that is a +3. That is an 18.
Mm-hmm.
We all get 18s. Wait a minute.
Don't worry about that.
As you make your way over and as you go and grab onto this large leg bone or this large foot leg combo bone, as you take it into your hands, you note that it also seems to give off a slight familiarity to you. As you look at it and as you hold on to it, it feels different to you. Finally, as you give a bit of a demony hiff, a demony smell, sniff sniff, you find that the bone itself, while it is giving off a magic or giving off a heroic presence, it is also giving off a somewhat almost homey smell. Not like your home, but like, think of like the inside of like a cabin, food on the fire kind of homey smell.
Mm-hmm.
As you grab it, you are also going to be gaining a thing. For you, however, you are going to be gaining... Bloop, bloop, bloop. You're going to be gaining a +3 to your resistance.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
With all 3 of you finding these bones, the rest of the bones around the area begin to give a slight strange feel to them. By strange feel, I mean that they do feel for a moment as if they're calling out. As they do, Douglas,
Yeah.
I would like you, if you look around at the bones around you, is there anything you would like to do whenever you start feeling some of these other bones calling out? It seems like multiple at once are doing it. Like almost the entire pile seemed to almost shift whenever this happened.
Maybe there's some magical force here. They're all calling out. Is there? If they're all calling out. Let's see. What can Douglas do? Probably something with magic. What do I have?
Unfortunately, none of them are giving off a magical presence, as I mentioned before.
Oh, not magic. Okay, so it's some other thing.
You can only
I
assume
guess
that because it's bones, they're kind of some kind of spirity bullshit. Who knows?
Yeah, some weird ghost shit. I guess he'll try and pick up some of them he's getting these strong feelings from and see if that triggers anything.
Unlike the others, because there are literally only 3 bones calling out to the others, I'm going to ask you, if you were to grab a bone here, what kind of bone are you wanting to grab? There are many different things here. The only thing you can't see among all of these bones that are calling out to you, at least, none of the skulls seem to be off and about calling out to you.
I was gonna go for a skull.
Would you like to attempt to grab something else? And if you do, what kind of bone are you trying to grab?
I guess that in this case he would just reach out for, I guess, maybe, well, again, spirits. Douglas is not a spirity man. I guess an arm bone, or something that would be resembling an arm bone. I don't know how good I'm gonna be, who knows.
You look at your hand for a second, and then you grab something that is similar.
Yeah. So that looks like that.
As you grab an arm bone, you look over toward Jason, who also reaches down and grabs a bone. Only they seem to pull out a spine. As you guys each hold out a bone, there is a slight shine or chiming coming from the center of the area, where you see the coffin once more. As the shine comes from the coffin, I would like to know, does anybody want to do anything? The rumbling is still happening all around, as if all of the bones are still trying to call out.
You said the coffin is rumbling?
The coffin has a shine. The bones all around you guys are rumbling.
The bones are
coffin.
The
Ronan.
bones are acting weird.
Ronan, you make your way over toward the coffin. Does anybody else go as well?
Yes. I'm near enough anyway, so.
Marco, Polo, Douglas, Jason, each of you go into the center of the bone pile. You see a shine from inside the empty coffin, almost as if there are sparkles swirling off and around. And Ronan, you see a giant A button, as if you can interact with it.
Ain't no fucking way.
Yeah.
Get me the fuck out of here!
Is that the same Korok from before?
I can't tell if you're memeing right now.
I am not memeing, as a yahaha resounds throughout the area.
God, what are you doing here?
You see a floating Korok in front of you as they go,
What are you talking about? It seems all of you have solved the puzzle.
Puzzle?
I'm very angry with you.
Was there a puzzle?
There's a puzzle in these temples, yes. And as such, I believe you are the one who will awaken.
They look down.
Oh.
You were saying?
Nigga, what is this bit you're going for? That it's a video game that we've missed out on doing.
He sidestepped all the shit and done it before he could give it. We've broken the game.
Well, because in the beginning of the game, all of the Koroks were taken over by the Tubelix. So they couldn't help you with the puzzles that were around here.
I'm
Strangulation, guys. Should we strangle Mikael now?
I
think
would
we
like
should.
it.
I suppose that you are not able to awaken him if he's already gone.
He's already been awakened.
Well then.
Is there anything else you would like to wish instead?
For you to leave.
Go home.
Oh, of course. Goodbye.
They start floating away before they turn, and then they look at Marco and they chuck a piece of gold.
Why me?
As they disappear, they go,
By the way, the floor's about to fall.
He just looks. Douglas looks to everyone in this room. I hate the Lost Woods. This was the worst choice of my life. Are the bones even like doing anything anymore?
You find that after they say that the floor is about to fall, there is a large shifting underfoot of all of the different bones all around you guys. As the bones begin to slightly shift and lower down, you are decently sure that the bones are about to fall through the pit once again.
I could just die here.
I guess I'll get off the fucking bones.
He just walking off the pile.
You guys start rushing off and away. Luckily for you, all of you guys have already sort of seen this puzzle before. You kind of stumbled off and around it whenever you had done so without the Korok earlier. Rushing off and away from this place as the arena falls behind you, you eventually make your way into the room with the Beamos, at which point the Beamos does look as if it is turning, but once again, as I mentioned, it does not seem to laser anybody, just like the last time. Its eye seems to be somewhat destroyed. As you maneuver your way through the area and get yourself to the edge of the room, the areas behind it fall. You notice there was a tiny sparkling on top of the Beamos, but you decide not to fuck with it.
We don't touch any sparkly things from now on.
No.
As you guys make your way back toward the beginning of the area.
I don't hate many people, but I feel a way about that Korok.
It wasn't the same one.
It was a different
It was a
Korok.
different
Korok. Well,
I feel-
that one in particular.
I'm feeling a certain way about every Korok right now. He just looked at the bone in his hand. He's still holding.
You guys find that as you notice the area behind you collapsing downwards, at least for now, the area becomes completely uninhabitable and unmaneuverable. As you guys jump out from the area just as the final brick falls into the scarred area where you had known that the Atalanta skeleton had exploded, or maybe it was actually Atalanta, or maybe it was Gorthos, or who the fuck cares. You guys find yourselves looking over at the sunlight coming down from the area above.
Is there a sparkle?
No.
Okay.
As you guys sit there,
Good.
Jason looks back toward all of you, spine in hand. What kind of song are we gonna make from this?
Well, this was what I was planning.
Douglas just throws the bone over his shoulder. Well, this was an event.
You know, I think I might have a better idea, Jason, for where we should go.
I thought this would be a lot more of a contemplative, thoughtful excursion to go find pieces of Gorthos to fix one of the skeletons.
Unfortunately, there are no pieces of Gorthos. You guys remember that whenever you guys had opened the coffin the first time, the bones that were inside with the skeleton all had turned to dust. The only thing remaining was the skeleton, was the head.
I meant, you know what I meant. Getting
Replacement
bones to
parts.
fix one of the skeletons, that's all.
You guys have five nice like five nice little bones here. You're not sure if any of them will work, but you have them.
Let's get back to WitchCon, I guess.
Be right back.
Interesting.
Marco says, "Be right back," as he goes to float his way back over toward the bone room with his floaty pouch.
Oh, maybe you could still make a song out of, I don't know, your first meeting.
Ronan will.
I'm not musically inclined.
Take us back to the back to Castletown.
Back to Castletown.
Well, to a place where we can then get to WitchCon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Good. All right.
You find you guys are able to get your way through. Unfortunately, because of Koroks being involved, the Lost Woods is a silly place. We don't need to go there. The Lost Woods has become a silly place. We don't need it anymore.
It's become Camelot. Shit.
As you guys step out
It's become a video game tutorial.
Wait, was that when the computer village was full of press A here before they all left?
Who knows, man?
I fucking hate it here.
Do you like the Koroks better as mad guerrilla warfare shooting at you guys, little guys in the forest, or do you like them better as little helpful guides in the forest to show you guys all the puzzles you've already did?
Weirdly, the first one.
You guys find
Let's head on
yourselves
upstairs.
stepping out into the area, heading upstairs.
Yeah.
Where you
The
going?
body.
Well, math is.
Oh, right. You're making your way over toward the witch place, the place of witches, the place specifically made to accommodate the witches, the witch place. Stepping up and in, you guys will take note that currently there are less people up here than whenever you had left. Currently, both of the brothers are gone from up here. Not to mention Rocket left a while ago. However,
Yeah,
there is still an Obra, there is still a Clarity, and there's still a Lobo. Lobo has apparently taken the steps to look over Clarity, and both Obra and Lobo are attempting to help Clarity get their magics back working, as they had said back before. But at this point, you guys would make your way, walking with your bones, going over toward Big Bones, and things seem somewhat all right. Again, looking at the bones you guys have brought through, the biggest bone that was brought was by Ronan, the large arm-like bone that was there. You do note that whenever things had gone through, I believe whenever we had made things off, the things that had started to deteriorate first from Gorthos was the areas around their ankle, as well as one of their arms' wrists had started to go. As you see that the hand and foot of this creature is unable to sustain itself, that is why this thing is currently off and about. It is currently slumped over. You guys don't sense any more life from this as you had sensed before. It is still currently in a sense completely motionless.
I'm gonna stick the arm in his armhole.
You want to take the arm off of the other arm off and put this arm on?
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do whatever seems like it'll make this guy whole again.
Well, again, it's not the same size. It's not a humongous demon arm, but it is still an arm. Upon placing it onto the skeleton, it seems to give off more of a complete feel than it did before. The heroic bone potentially is finding its way into the socket relatively well enough. Once you pull off the bone prior, you would take note, as soon as it is not touching the Gorthos body, it seems to dust away.
Yeesh.
That's rough.
I guess it's the price you pay for this kind of thing.
Oh. Let's slap the other ones on.
If I detach my arm, is it going to disintegrate?
Who knows?
I think it'll hurt too much for you to try.
Hurt.
Would you like to try to do the same thing with one of the other bones? Currently, again, the only other bone that you know is off on the large Gorthos body is the leg. Currently, the only one of you that got a leg was Polo.
Worth a shot, I guess. Do you want to do the honors? Polo, do you want to de-leg him?
Sure?
They're putting bones on a skeleton. You want to take off a leg and put a new leg on?
Yeah.
Polo, you make your way over with Ronan. As you do, you mess for a bit getting the armor off of the skeleton before you guys are able to clock and pull off the large demon leg, which once again disintegrates almost immediately as soon as you pull it off from the body. And then you put on the much smaller leg that you had gotten from before. As you look at it, this lopsided Gorthoskeleton currently is looking back at all of you. But the bones you think are incomplete seem to have been replaced. The one thing you will take note of is as soon as the leg and the arm are placed into the skeletal structure, there is a slight change in the body in front of you. Polo would notice this first, but as you look to it, there is a somewhat building smell, an almost building demonic smell in front of you. As you look to the thing in front of you, you find the eyes behind the cloaked figure begin to give off a slight reddish tinge.
Ooh.
No.
I just noticed something rather odd just happen. But I think it's not having any immediate detrimental effect. I think.
What happened? It's doing it again? I missed it.
You
Would this count as doing it again?
You find that the next thing that goes off, Polo, and all of you would hear this, there is audible cracking sounds coming from the bones in front of you.
Do all of the bodies do that?
This is a first.
As you look to the new arm and new leg you have placed upon the area in front of you, you find that they begin snapping and cracking all throughout the length of the hand and of the arm and leg. As they are cracking, the dust below them begins to start disappearing. All of the bone dust that had fallen off from Gorthos's body, or Elnas's body, I guess in this case, seems to be disappearing. Not blown away, not anything of that nature, but the bone dust appears to be dispersing until eventually all of the bone dust is gone and the snapping and cracking seems to stop. As soon as it does, the eyes go from a slightly red tinge to completely black once again.
He's gonna do that like that side face pat, like repeated pat thing. It's like, hey,
Like, hey, buddy, hey,
wake up,
hey.
gotta put a little makeup.
Douglas will try putting the arm bone on the new arm. Just put it on top.
You're gonna bring your bone that you just got over toward arm bone?
Yeah.
You find that as you do, whenever you place said arm bone toward where Alnath's new outstretched tinier arm is, you find the redness of their eyes begin to somewhat return as the cracking and the snapping continues upon the bones in front of you.
Oh, okay.
As it does, the arm that you handed off to it seems to, from the tip of its fingers downwards, turning to dust and disappearing.
He just looks at Marco and Jason. Well, the leg's right there. You can probably break that spine in half.
Yeah, get in on this.
Sure.
It's doing
He'll
something.
bring his weird thin bone over. He's not entirely sure how helpful this singular little bone will be.
You bring it over, and as you do place it down in front of where Elnas's body is, you find that the bone that you have, Marco, seems to disperse almost immediately, because again, the very thin, very, very hollow bone that you place. However, you notice a cracking going across the body that was different than the cracking that that had came from the others. You notice there is a cracking that is reverberating, almost with a metallic sound coming from underneath the armor as you place the bone that you had placed down, and it starts to disperse.
Mine did different things this time. I don't know why.
Same thing happens whenever Jason places a bone down. The spine that they place down, again, it seems to almost have a reverberation, almost armory sound coming from it as they place it down, and it starts to disperse. You guys now note that with all 5 bones placed downwards, there appears to be a change physically happening in front of you. The arm that you had placed upon it, the much smaller arm, seems to have grown. The leg that you placed on it, the much smaller leg, seems to also have grown to the point where they are much larger than any human, any Hylian, anybody like that could be. Very much more on the level of maybe a larger Zora, or even, again, Gorthos's previous demony body. Not fully to that point. And as you guys watch as all of the different bones disperse in front of you and completely turn to dust and then disappear, the snapping continuing, whenever everything is done, it stops. The eyes unlight, and it goes still once again.
This is going to take more than 5 bones. But
it collapsed again. It didn't seem like there was anything left to get.
Oh, well, it's not like these are to the normal size again, right?
Polo.
Mm-hmm.
You are getting a small little prod on your shoulder.
Huh?
As you see Ophi is poking at you.
Yes, Sophie?
Ophi turns behind you as you see, walking away from the area, there is a Orion walking away.
Oh my god.
Orion?
Orion looks back at you.
What do you have there?
Orion shakes his head.
Just a couple more steps forward.
Orion looks back at you.
See if he does that dog thing where they just start bracing the fucking bone.
He does seem to slightly lower his front legs.
He's such a fucking dog.
Orion, please.
Roll me a lore.
God damn it.
I can't believe Orion took a bone anyway.
That's pretty
16.
good. Orion, for a second, turns into Big Orion as if he's about to bolt. However, when you say please, he does wait. He looks back at you. His cheeks appear puffed out.
Orion, I know you really wanted something from there, and you've been very good lately. I can reward you with something much better than a bone.
He looks at you. He looks back to everybody else. Orion turns his head slightly and opens his massive dog jowls as many bones fall out from Orion's large jowl.
Oh my god. It's like that one dog that opens its mouth and just all the fucking tater tots come out.
You see no less than like 20 bones falling out from Orion's mouth.
Christ.
You see like a wishbone
over here.
Fucking dog of holding.
Oh my god.
Here's Orion.
While you
He's like,
guys were doing your thing, Orion turned big, sucked in a lot of them, and turned small again.
How did you?
He
We were facing towards you.
He then goes back to Tiny, at which point the pile of 20 bones beside of him is larger than the Tiny. Some of them might have even been Zora bones.
Everybody?
You guys saw it.
You sure saw it.
There's just that, but she's been looking at this, so she just kind of looks back and is just like,
I think we have no shortage of bones.
Yeah, here, let me help.
How many we could use?
You guys bring the new bones over toward where Gorthos is.
Just dump them on top of him.
At which point, you guys hear the cracking sounds as the bones in front disperse and disappear. Orion grumbling the entire time as the bones are now wasted. They're ruined.
They're wasted.
Gone.
Ruined. I could have eaten them.
As the snapping and the snipping and the breaking are happening, you are now seeing, with the addition of 4 times the amount of bones that you had given it previous, it begins to grow rapidly as both the arm and the leg in front of you return to the large demonic forms they once were. As they do, the light behind the mantle seems to glow brighter, as eventually the snapping and the popping seems to elevate until finally the bones begin to move. As the bones move, the creature reaches forward, pulling itself up and standing in front of all of you.
There he is.
Elna.
It doesn't turn to you as you say that.
Hello.
It turns to you as you say hello.
Can you speak?
It does not seem to speak to you.
Gorthos?
It does not turn to you as you say that.
Thorak?
It does not turn to you as you say that. I almost had it though. It would have been really funny.
That would have been really disconcerting. that would have been real unfortunate. I don't know, but I probably could have pulled it off.
Welcome to being awake then, big guy.
The skeleton looks down and over its arm. As it does, it sort of squeezes its fingers open and closed. Anthony.
Yeah.
You are not Elnath.
Cool.
You are not Gorthos.
Cool.
You are not Thorag.
Unfortunate, but cool.
But you are standing in front of all these people who you do know as your allies.
So I'm a blank slate. This is interesting.
You sort of open your mouth and close it and open it until you finally remember you have to push something out and you start to make noise. Anthony, there you go.
That's it?
Sounds.
That's all I get? Cool. I can work with this.
So, Elnath, as a heroic set of bones, did what they wanted to do with their afterlife.
Yeah.
This isn't Elnath. Elnath is
So we
already
just-
past and gone.
created a new soul from the ether.
It sure is something.
We didn't, you know, when we were fixing the skeleton, I wasn't actually expecting it to move again. I was more expecting, you know, have something for Gorthos to be inside of.
Just
Not
like all the
a
other,
new thing.
just like all the other bodies that Gorthos had inhabited, this one especially, he inhabited this one the most out of all of them after he got it.
It's true.
It just this body's just looking at itself, just like looking at its armor and its arms and its legs. It slowly tries to take a step, and then a step. They're trying to learn how to walk.
How do you feel?
It looks at you.
Oh, we're starting fresh, huh?
It just looks down at itself and just looks to you.
And we have a 15-foot tall baby, guys.
How dare that you're not a baby.
Ah, fuck me. This is even worse than I thought it'd be.
You can make words if you wanted to. You're not a baby.
Hmm.
It raises its hand, like it puts its finger up, like
Is it unable to speak?
it shakes its head now.
So you can't
puts a-
speak. You're
it
making
puts its-
sounds.
It puts its hand up to its chin like it's thinking.
Maybe it has an accent and is reluctant.
This is a safe
Much.
space. You don't need to worry about that. Polo came out. Polo got used to using her natural accent, so
Do I want to give this demon a fucking northern accent? Hold on. It's a new soul. Hold on.
New soul unlocked.
new soul who dis.
New soul. Give me a second. I need just a second. I've been thrown a curveball.
I can't believe we made a thing that's not Gortho.
Yeah, there are four Gorthos things now, just like there are four Zeldas. It's great.
This is like Kingdom Hearts. Everything is Zelda, everything is Gorthos, everything is Link.
Amazing. It's a familiar. It's just these. It's just the fucking great. Okay, I think I have an idea. I'm not sure what to say.
Hell yeah.
Eastern North.
Eastern North.
Eastern North.
Eastern.
I sure thought we'd be getting things done today. I didn't expect tangents upon tangents.
We ain't
upon
never
side
finishing this
quest
game.
upon-
4 more years.
Fucking
4 more years. 4 more years.
Like I said, I completely forgot you guys are wanting to go here today. I know what I was gonna do with this. I just didn't think it was gonna be today.
So maybe you could start with your name.
Do you know your name?
Do you know your name?
Do you have a name?
No. I just woke up. I don't know where I am. Well, I know you're my friends, I think.
Oh,
Yes, it's true.
He just points to Douglas. Except maybe you. You don't look like you're anyone's friend.
Douglas getting fucking stomped on already.
Catching strays.
He just like folds it. He just throws his arms up like, what? I mean, you're right, but still. I'm wearing a hood and mask. Is it my face? It can't be my face.
Well, you're both wearing hoods. How should be friends? Because you're a hood buddy.
Do you,
Do you
want
want
to?
to- Do you want to be good friends? No.
Do you want to teach me the hood life?
Oh no! I feel like you guys are in a very similar boat. You can teach him the ropes, you know? You
Yeah.
can be an apprentice kind of thing.
No.
Oh, hood guy, you don't need to worry about apprenticing or anything. You know how to do things. You can forge, you can create, you can do things.
Yeah. Like, for real?
Yeah.
Or are you just fucking with me?
No, you can do things.
Well, I already know how to forge. What else is there to know?
Oh, well, I mean, there's, I think, quite a few other things in life, but that's a pretty useful thing.
This is a rather
Is there?
strange anomaly.
I can forge, I think I can fight. I don't know what I know. And I don't know what I don't know.
Well, if you know you can forge, it's maybe. I would say muscle memory, but. kind
That's
of
funny.
bone.
Bone memory.
That
I suppose.
It's
That
in your
could
blood,
explain
and
it.
blood comes from the bones.
Was it?
that could explain actually a couple things. It is not quite Gothos, but it is not Gothos. It seems to have been forged, no pun intended, from the memory of Gothos, or even our own memories. And yet not Gothos.
Like there are little bits of Gorthos in there, even though he doesn't remember it.
And probably all those indescript hero bones
Rogorts.
mashed together.
Rogorts.
No. We're gonna jumble the letters one time for a new name. We're not doing it twice.
Well,
Maybe.
Thosgore.
I hate you.
I'll
be
keep
handy to
going,
have something to call you.
Hmm. Well,
I mean,
that's
I would say that since all you really know is how to forge, one thing we could do is smith, but we already have a smith
That would
around
be
us.
confusing, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, you're good at naming.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's good.
Or Z's talking. My bad.
Yeah, it's me. It was me. I'm sorry. I have a higher pitched voice than Jason, but I sometimes don't explain that it's me that's talking. It's my bad.
I'll take any suggestions you have. I'm pretty sure I'm not a very picky person. Maybe. What kind of person am I?
Maybe you're very picky.
What kind of person do you want to be?
I don't know.
That's fair. That's a pretty big question when you're first born.
Uh,
Well, we can workshop it if you want.
yeah. Again, if y'all have names, I'll take anything. I'm not sure.
You're just rubbing your chin thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. We might want to put a pin in it if we're not coming up with anything right now.
That's fine.
Dumb pay. I'm playing. Dompe Jr.
Demise.
Bad.
How about, let's see, Northeastern,
Gilgamesh.
Northeastern and blacksmithing. What about, oh, I'm a little bit rusty on my Northeastern. Givnu. It is a blacksmith deity.
Yep.
I have no idea how to actually say it.
Spell. Oh, what's the spelling?
Goibniu. And it's pronounced. It says Guvnu, or Guivnu, or Guvnu. I have no idea how you pronounce it.
You could be. I know who you have to be, Anthony.
Oh, I like Giltman. What are you
There
saying?
is someone. I got it from that. There is someone we haven't had in here. You could be the great hero Goose. I'm playing.
Groose.
You could be the Groose.
Groose.
Oh my god.
No,
Groose.
I'm playing.
The Groose is loose.
Oh my god.
I'm playing.
Honestly, though. Hold on, though. Wait a second. It's a G name.
Oh no.
What a big Groose.
Oh no.
There are so many names you could pick.
But we have yet to have a Groose.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm seeing here Govnu, Gorevnu, and Goibnu. But I see like
Wow.
Gorv. God damn it! Freaking Celtic and Gaelic and Scottish and Irish are all fucking layered.
It's so crazy with language.
He calls himself Ganondorf.
I'm
Ireland is
Dwarf.
also Ireland is also in the Forgotten Realms wiki.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It's an interloper deity originated from another plane of existence, but they're a blacksmith of the god.
That's just their thing of saying we took this from Celtic mythology.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
I don't.
Just
I
like
don't,
we're
I don't, I don't
just
fucking
like
know.
we're
I don't know
taking
this
your
shit,
art
bruh.
anyway.
I don't fucking know this shit, bruh.
Yeah. Actually, your name reminds me of something. I think I know a name. Maybe there is a northeastern piece in here. Northeastern? I think it's Brock?
Brock?
Brock.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that one earlier too.
That makes me think of Fortune for some reason.
Well, does sound like rock.
That's a pretty good name. You want that?
I think it's fine.
It's as good as any name, and it sounds really strong.
I didn't think of it that way, but I think I'd like it. Don't know much about Elnath or Gorthos or Thorag or any of those people, but I think I like Brock.
I'm so happy you have an
Brock it
accent.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna make me giggle the entire time.
Congratulations, you're Brock now.
I love that this means potentially in the canon that Gorthos was actively suppressing their accent.
Maybe every demon suppressing an accent that can actually talk.
You know, it's also really funny now that I'm looking a little bit deeper into like other ones.
What was that?
Apparently in Slavic, it's Svarog.
Svarog.
Help me, Mr. Svarog!
Mr. Sparrow.
It's the fucking giant robot with the little girl from Star Rail. The fucking Svarog. But yeah, no, Viking god of forging is Brock.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
I totally forgot the war Ragnarok.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
It works.
Well, alrighty then. Nice to kind of meet you, Brock. So, how much do you know about what's going on? Do we need to give you the lowdown?
It's nice to kind of meet you two. How much does Brock know about what's going on?
Just like the other 4 bodies, you are somewhat caught up to everything, at least as far as when Gorthos was kaput. So you have up to that level of knowledge. So you don't know exactly what everybody's planning on doing now, but you could be easily caught up.
Yeah. We're deep in it, aren't we?
We
Yeah.
sure are.
All right, what's the plan to stop the apocalypse?
Well,
We're using Prillo's dad's gift to her in order to bring attention to it so Ganon comes there. We're going to attack it with everything we have. I'm going to use a funny gem that's going to bring Gorthos back, hopefully, and hopefully not die in the process.
mm-hmm.
And we're just making a bunch of preparations with the 2 weeks we have before something happens, before it opens. Because he will probably come whether we like it or not when that door opens.
Yeah. And we're just gonna let all the armies that we have contact with know to make their way up there, and we're making gear, weapons, and such. Actually, there's a project going on right now that you could probably really help with.
Really? I'll be happy to help however I can.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, I live in this world, so I kind of want to save it. It's the least I can do, I suppose.
This isn't weird because we've done this with the other 3, but it's kind of stranger because you know everything, but you're not anyone that we know anything of. Do you want to do anything yourself?
Like what?
Well, I mean, everyone else has got the kind of idea that they need to do whatever they need to do, because in the end, we don't know how much is left, right? I mean, obviously we're gonna win, but do you want to do things? Do you want to do things on your own, learn new things, experience new things, or do you want to devote whatever time is here to the effort?
That is a good question.
Hmm.
You don't have to help out. If you want to go do your own thing, you totally can.
Meanwhile, Douglas is like, the hell he doesn't have to help out.
The fuck you mean he doesn't have to?
You're a sworn knight, you can't back out.
that trick, you.
You and I both know that's correct.
After, then I'm gonna get you for that.
If I don't die.
You better not, or I'll kill you again. Well, I get what you're saying, and I appreciate the thought. I think I do want to do things. I'm not sure what. I think I'd like to go see a beach and feel what it's, and see if I can feel what sand feels like between my bony toes.
That
Beach?
can be arranged pretty easily.
But,
We don't have beaches, but we can take you to the oasis, maybe.
That would be pretty good, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. But I know that I'm not this person you're thinking of, or whoever this used to be. And I know things that they used to know. A lot of things. And I don't feel any connection to them. But I still feel I can't not help with this. I have to. Because I want to. It's too important to not help. Does that make sense?
I think it does.
You feel a small hand go onto your side as you look down, as you notice that there is a Jason there.
Believe me, it's hard not knowing things, not being fully aware of everything. If you want to go see the Oasis, we can go there, and then I can point you off to where Ronan said. The area where you can be of help. I get wanting to help.
I suppose we can see the Oasis then. Thank you.
You guys are planning on going off to the north anyway, right? Soon?
Yeah.
I can watch over Brock until then, while you guys are gone. And I'm sure that he'd really help out the people who are wanting to make those shields, right?
Shields? Funny you say that. I've been having this image in my head about a shield. I don't know why. It's there. Just out of reach. Like something perfect.
Oh.
That I need to do.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah. Maybe it'll come back to you while you're either at the Oasis or while you're working.
Hopefully. Maybe the Oasis will give me some inspiration.
Yeah.
It's not all clear yet. But yes, let's go see this Oasis. I'm excited to see if I can feel sand. Or feel anything. It feels damp in here, but I don't know if that's because it's a cave or because I'm just a strange kind of stone.
Jason goes ahead and goes to maneuver you out, knowing that you guys are wanting to go off toward the desert, / going off toward the north anyway. They will take it upon themselves to watch over the new Brock here. Brock, we will get to you and do things with you probably as we are going through things. But as those of them go over, Jason seems particularly wanting you to make sure that you go and do the thing you want to do before you throw yourself into a forge, because they know if you are anything like Gorthos, you will stay in that fucking forge for the rest of your life.
Very true.
You will not get him to leave.
The funniest thing will happen, though, is that when he makes something, this is perfect. Instead of
Gorthos.
He makes
that's the biggest difference.
Wonderful. Next thing.
Something, yes, something perfect in my mind's eye.
You guys see the large demonic skeleton be brought out of view as all of you are still, after they are making their way out and out to leave, all of you are still somewhat in shock as to the thing that just happened.
What the fuck is wrong? What is wrong with this fucking skeleton, man? Is it because he's an ancient demon, or because he's a stall, or did Zelda do this? Does anyone know? I can't parse it.
No idea.
You know, we never actually did find out how Gorthos is Gorthos. No one ever actually explained that. We understand
I don't know if even Gorthos knew.
I don't know if he knew either.
Oh, there is one being on this planet right now that would know, and she's too busy being sad.
Well, they didn't make you like this.
Well, there's only one person that would. It's old enough to know.
It's like we know that the hero soul reincarnates, we talked about before, and it becomes part of a new person.
Well, if you
But
remember,
Gorthos just kept being Gorthos.
if you remember, the other two, Ivori and Volcircuit, were talking to Gorthos as if they would go through a similar thing if they did that as well. They just decide not to get themselves killed constantly.
Maybe it's just a general thing? Not general as in everyone, but like them being
I guess
general?
then if that's the case, then Dompe has to answer some fucking questions.
Too bad he's in the sacred realm, far away from anywhere you could ask any questions to.
Too
Hey,
bad.
Polo, do you
Maybe
look like a
maybe his grandson Brock can ask him questions now though. Who knows?
His grandson.
Unexpected, the demon got to like pop up in our minds like, what the fuck did y'all just do? Why is there a new demon here?
Has Dompe been saying anything, Polo? You have his connection, right?
No.
No. I haven't been
Great.
saying a thing.
We just made a brand new demon soul, and he can't be bothered to even poke an eye in.
He's very busy.
Doing what?
Holding up the sacred realm with the only other god there.
Yeah, being one of the only two gods doing their job right now.
No, fuck, that's right. Oh, the sacred realm's basically empty. Oh,
Hmm.
It's funny in
I
a
can't-
cosmic sort of way.
I can't even say God damn it because they can't damn anything right now.
The only two that can damn things are really busy.
And the other two are busy kissing.
And one of them's just sort of chilling, being sad.
Yeah, two are eloping, two are holding up the whole room by themselves, one's moping about their not boyfriend. Yeah. I think. I don't actually know what their relationship was like.
Well, yeah, I guess. I guess the Sage of Life has passed away, and Zola hasn't said a thing.
Trying to
Solaire
remember,
has
it was
not.
like, was
Solaire has not spoken a single thing since the fight happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I'm pretty sure I remember I remember it was a Sage of Life that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the one who got disarmed
Twice.
Yeah.
twice.
So it was Forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you do say that, you do hear a very small, just sort of, again, just not weak, but a very small.
Oh, that's way too deep.
There we go.
Oh no, I don't want to be evil. No. I am fine. Do not worry too much about me.
Mhm. He is fine right now.
There is a obvious sadness to his voice, but he is not. He's physically okay. He's doing good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I guess back to preparations then, right? Or do we want to? What are we doing? What do we want to do?
At the moment, the things you guys had planned on was making your way toward the Gerudo Desert at one point to make sure that Kuro and Galen aren't going to die.
Yes.
However, you also know that they just now left there at this point. You guys don't have to immediately make your way there if you don't want to. The only other thing is, of course, to prepare for going up north, which you're decently sure you want Galen there for, probably.
Yeah.
So the first order of business would be to try to make your way over toward the deserts. That being said, Ronan did say that they had somewhere that they wanted to go, so you do find that
Yeah.
if you make your way toward the oasis, you could potentially let Jason know where you want to plan on meeting before you guys head out. They are taking it amongst themselves to watch over the new being that is there. That doesn't mean that they're going to take all of their time to do so, obviously. They can still be hung out with if you want to hang out with them.
Okay. The place he wanted to go is right across the bridge to the other place here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's very funny. I understand what you're trying to do now in a way, and it's very funny that every time it has been interrupted by some circumstance.
Yep.
It's little Bones. You gotta have Bones show up and do Bone things.
I want to fucking punt every Korok into the sun now.
Like
Also,
I said,
Ian-
you know exactly where they're
Anyway.
at. They are at the Oasis. You can teleport there easily enough. What do you say?
Also, you better give me those Korok seeds that I received. Thank you very much.
You're never getting them.
Fuck you.
They're poop. They crumbled as soon as they touched you.
Fuck you.
And I bet you wish you didn't say you better to me at that point. Here you go.
Thank you.
I'm completely fucking still flabbergasted by what just has transpired.
Do-do-do-do.
I'm discombobulated.
When it comes to you guys, you guys do know that if you do make your way there, obviously you can be around where Jason is and around where Brock is. That being said, in the efforts of wanting to make sure there's only one Gorthai at any given position at any given time,
Yeah.
one thing that Douglas could do if you guys do plan to immediately go back to the desert is, Douglas, you could make your way over toward where Hosier is, because you know that they're getting people going to and from to collect all that goddess metal. You can potentially aid them in their magical training, as you said you were wanted to do. You also know that you do have to watch over them still, as King mandated.
Yeah, I know my fucking jaw. Shut up, Marco. I'll teach your boyfriend wrong on purpose as a joke.
No, he's not my boyfriend yet. Stop. No.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to make your way over toward the Oasis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oasis.
Douglas, you will make your way off to go and hang out with Hosier. Let me move you over. Hosier obviously will also be able to go off toward the thing on their own terms, should they wish. Get over there. Get over there. Fucking Hosier, where you at? You were teleporting. There you are. Get over here. You fucking teleporty little bitch. Anyway. You guys end up following after the others as they go. Ronan, you look over to the across the bridge. You're like, oh, Nabum, I'll get it. Something big happened. I got it. I understand. It's crazy. But you know, it'll happen. You have 2 weeks. You're good. You have all of the rest of the day as well. As you guys immediately teleport over, finding yourselves at the Sheikah encampment that you guys were at before. Upon coming out into this place, you do find that a lot of the Sheikah from before are still moving off and about in this place. Let me change over because I can finally use the Shunans again. Hoo-ha. As you guys find yourselves here, you do not see immediately many other people off and about that you really recognize. The only recognizable face you do see is Oscar is back at this place. You find that he has found a quiet place to sit, at which point you do note that he is watching over as a new large demon skeleton has made their way here, followed by the hero, and he is currently sighing and packing up his books as you guys approach.
The two Sheikah lady that we locked up here.
I'm sure we let them go.
The locked up Sheikahs are in the locked up area, but the Sheikahs that no longer are being controlled are off and about doing their thing.
Oh, okay. I thought we were okay. Right. I'm good.
Yeah. But yes, you do find that, again, there are a few Sheikah off and about. There is the Oscar, and currently there is Jason over with Skeleton Man Brock, who, Brock, you can feel things. You do take note that whenever Jason had touched over at you, you did feel them give you a touch. You also feel the sand beneath your toes of your armor. You feel the water, just as Gorthos did. You feel most everything.
It's weird, right? I'm like a skeleton.
Yeah, I don't know how you do the nerve thing, but oh, hey guys.
Hey, we don't know either.
Oh, okay. I don't have a question anymore for you.
You can probably just say magic or spirits or whatever, right?
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't really answer to anything, does it?
It's sort of the answer to everything in our lives.
Really?
Just like the number 42 is the answer to life.
The more I try and dig through these old memories, the more I realize this Gorthos guy never really did think about it too hard either. Huh.
Maybe you want to think about it?
Jason's just sitting there like, what do you want? What's happening in your head? What's going on?
He just sits down, just sit. Foot just leans back. Maybe I do want to think about it.
As you sit down, Oscar takes that as okay, things are quieting, I guess. He somewhat slides back into his comfortable position and opens up his book very slowly, letting out a breath before
just darting eyes between the two groups. Poor Oscar.
He had some time away from us, and he wants it back.
No matter what universe he's in, he's just overworked.
Yep.
Overworked, underpaid.
So what are all of you doing here?
We're coming to check up on Galen and Kuro.
The city is in a, I guess the best word for it is a bit of a rush. This is probably the quietest place that you can find. Luckily enough, none of them can really get through with the Sheikah barrier, weave, tent thing over it. I'm not really entirely sure what this is, I'm going to be honest with you. That being said, though, it is the best place to continue research on this book. So.
Oh, you're a researcher.
Yeah, I had said before that I was wanting to go over more of the histories about this place, as well as find out more about why Ronan was being called a divine beast here. Learned that wasn't anything I need to do anymore. Apparently you brought back your ghost mom.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the rules of life and death, and more like guidelines, I think.
Yeah, see, you brought back another thing. Emotions over Tor.
Oh, we didn't bring anything back. It's a brand new soul.
He's
Hi.
new here, and by here, the world.
Hi, I'm Brock.
Hi, Brock. Look back to the book. Other than that, I haven't really gained much new information than what I've been given. I've been somewhat caught up with everything that's been going on the past few days. But at the moment, there isn't much that is, I guess, needed of me. If there is anything you have any questions about, I can try to find something else. But at the moment, you guys know about as much as you need, I think.
I mean, if we can think of anything, we'll definitely let you know.
I'll be probably here. He like looks around. Yeah, here. This is nice.
Okay.
It is very nice.
He has his feet in the water, just looking at it, just. You said the Sheikah did something to this place, right? They have some weird magic.
Yeah, they covered it in a tent or something, some kind of a big magical Sheikah weave tent. I'm pretty sure it's not all Sheikah weave. It's probably plates or panels or something levitating, or you'll have to ask them. They do not tell me anything.
I doubt they'll tell us either.
Well, I'm sure they'll answer something.
As
Okay.
you say, I'm sure they'll answer nothing. You guys look behind them toward one of the Sheikah, who are just sort of standing as they look at you guys and just shake their head like, we're not going to say anything. I'm sure they'll tell us something. Shakes head.
Why are they
That's
so
okay.
Why so secretive?
That's
We
just
should count
how
ourselves. We should count ourselves lucky. A lot of people don't even know they exist. So there's that.
Really?
Oh,
No.
right. I guess you're not really supposed to know Sheikah are around ever. I sort of took that for granted whenever they brought me into the castle, said that I was a princess, and gave them to me as guards. I mean,
Yeah,
they were
I'm just
right,
used to
but
It seems like a terribly lonely lifestyle.
I'm not entirely sure what exactly their whole deal is, but they're extremely loyal to the royal family, so
They shrug.
Right, well, I don't think I've met anyone named Gallon or Colonel yet. I know who they are, but I just don't think I've met them.
No, those two, they came here a while ago. I think they said they were looking for the chief. Not entirely sure where exactly they went from there, but you can try the chief's palace, or maybe over by where the bathhouse is. They're probably in one of those two places at least.
Sure.
Well,
You want to meet
I'm
him?
not-
Looks up to Brock.
Yeah, I think I want to meet them and see this bathhouse. I'm not sure if these bones ever had a bath.
Probably not.
Good.
I'm sure Gorthos bathed, maybe.
Oh,
I thought you
Those were
described him as
just-
someone. I thought you described him as someone who'd be locked away in his own forge forever.
Shrugs.
I'm pretty sure he bathed at least once in that body, in our big bath.
I mostly just mean in general how long the bones have been where they've been.
Hmm.
They
Got
were
to.
sitting in a cave for a few days.
Though it does
Weeks.
have Ophie's main body there, so it was probably cleaned by that.
Let's go to the bathhouse then.
Let's go to the bathhouse.
Okay. Upon you guys wanting to move yourselves over toward the bathhouse, I'm gonna make some more room down here by moving some of these things out of the way. By out of the way, I just mean I'm just gonna pile things on top of them. That sounds like a good idea to me. I have a new map and everything. I'm not gonna get to use it today.
Oh, fuck you.
What do you mean, fuck me?
Well, fuck you anyway.
What'd I do?
Nothing.
You should have pushed us into the direction of your new map.
Well,
Why didn't you railroad us more, asshole?
I forgot you wanted to go to the bone zone. I forgot, okay?
I know. I only fucking with you.
I know, but-
You give us free will in this game.
I feel like I have the same question that God must have every now and then. Why do I give people free will?
God didn't give shit. We stole it.
Did the God's up there because he's afraid of what he's created?
No,
You fucking better be.
he's up there because he cringes at what he creates, just like I always do.
You fucking better be.
Yo, same.
You guys find yourselves making your way off toward where the bathhouse is, stepping out into the main area. The first thing you will take note of is that there are a couple of guards in front of said bathhouse. One of them is different than the guard that was there before. You will find that there is apparently a Zora that is currently taking in guard duty with the large Goron man that was there before. Mostly because dogs have disappeared. Dogs gone. Dogs do dog things. However, you would notice Polo as Grimace, as he has stepped his way there. The one that was in here before that was worried about getting absolutely fucking wrecked as far as his mind and body would be concerned. As you guys approach, and you would find that the two of them do look to you, you find that the large Goron has a sort of look toward all of you as he steps forward. Currently off limits.
Why? What's going on?
Royalty.
Oh, perfect. We were actually looking for them.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not going to let us in to see our buddies, are you?
I'm not supposed to.
Are Galen and Kuro in there?
Yeah.
There are many people in there. You see Grimace like looking back and forth, just like, yes, there are many people inside. Currently, he's looking over toward Polo. The people inside currently are, well, I guess I can no longer call him the king, but he is here, as well as the royal, those who are royal here, in this place. Galen and Koro have made their way here before. I believe that Galen has remained.
Oh, there's only one of them's here. Okay. I don't think I've met either of you. Hello, I'm Brock.
He looks over. I am Knight of Lord Gidan. My name is Grimace.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Grimace.
Currently, I am being a bouncer at a bath house.
Why? Because he's here?
Because my lord is here, yes.
That's fair. Okay, I was about to say. It wouldn't
So,
make sense otherwise.
Nico,
Yeah, what's up?
how fucking mad is this Goron standing here about this whole situation?
You know, I don't know, the idea that the man that apparently took off his arm is inside.
You seem upset. I don't remember Gorons being easily upset by things. You are right.
He looks to all of you. I have my orders.
From who?
From the one that I am currently taking orders from.
Who's that?
I'm not to let
Oh.
anybody go in.
Hmm.
I believe they said anybody from the city go in. They came from the city, didn't they?
We did not.
Actually, he might have a point there.
And you're saying only royalty is allowed?
You see him look over. Currently, yes.
Oh, then I should be allowed with no problem. I am demon royalty.
It's true.
And this is my...
And she is
and-
the... Yeah, go ahead.
I am the current princess and soon to be queen, and this is my entourage.
Also, her husband's probably in there still.
My betrothed is in there.
It's the redhead one. Oh, the male redhead one. That skinny red-haired male one. That's the right one, right?
I
Still a
can
little bit jumpy.
I can vouch for this. They've also fought and defeated my lord in combat, so I doubt that they would have any problem pushing past us if they wanted to.
We did, in fact, beat Gadon in combat, yes.
I'd rather
We actually
not.
beat him
You
twice,
see-
technically.
Krimus open his mouth and look toward the arm sword that this Goron has, as if he wants to say, and I guess that also proves they could get past you relatively easily. But he does not say that. But his eyes do trail down toward the sword arm.
Not that we would want to have violence, right? That's not my opinion. I don't want to have violence.
He looks back toward the area, looks forward, and just go.
Thank you, good sir.
If anything happens, I'll know.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, I still didn't get your name, though.
I didn't give it.
That's fair enough. Maybe one day you will give it. I just walked by, ducks down.
You find as you walk inward toward this area, Krimus seems to let you go by relatively easily as well. He looks to you, Polo, before giving a somewhat knowing nod, as if acknowledging the situation you guys had gone through before. He seems to be relatively in your favor at this point. Where are the ones I need to grab? One of them was around before. There they are. The other one is somewhere around here as well. Where the fuck is Galen?
You lost him.
Galen is not here or there.
Galen doesn't enjoy being in places. I've noticed. He's
Galen likes disappearing
Oh, here he
in
is.
puffs of smoke.
where?
Here are Galen and Koro
Where?
over by the.
They're by the gate. They're by the gate in the basement, yeah. Because they use the gate to get
Oh,
to
down
places
here.
quicker.
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. Oh, right. He was there. Well, he wouldn't be there because this is the hero Domi. This is not royalty. This is hero
That's-
Domi.
That makes sense.
I those 3 words must be forbidden for the rest of time. We can never
Let's
allow
find
this.
out.
We can't let it happen anymore.
Now we need just the twink dopamine to come out the floor. And then we'll have our trio.
Oh,
You
no.
find-
How many times have we created life? How many times have we created life?
That's a actually genuinely good question. I think too many.
We brought so many people back from the dead, dying, or created
or
new
just
souls.
or just created a whole new person.
We, like Erica said, we have irrevocably changed the entire trajectory of this world's existence.
We plugged in the cheat codes at the start of the game and it corrupted her save file.
You find that as you go to enter, I'm trying to find one other person, by the way. Give me 1 second. As you go to enter, it is relatively easy to maneuver your way through here. Only one of you have been here, but it's relatively straightforward. In front of you, there are a couple of Gerudo who are watching the main entrance. However, you do find that they aren't in any way stopping anyone from going through. In fact, you can see in front of you that there is a Gidon not naked, doing his just sit down over in front of the area. Behind him, you see that there are 3 people in the baths behind, one of them being Galen, who is just sort of lounging there at the edge. And beyond that, you actually see what appears to be 2 other
Oh
people
my
of
God.
note, as both no, not you, get out of here. You're off to the side. Where is the other one? I know you're here.
Oh, his wife?
Yeah, I'm trying to find her.
She's right here.
There she is. Come here, you.
Get over here.
You
Yeah,
find that
royalty
there.
only.
Yeah, exactly. You find that there are two people who are lounging and keeping things to themselves. They are very much in super relaxed mode, off in the distance. You're very happy because, you know, the last time you saw Mr. Nook, he was not having a grand old time.
He missed his wife.
He did, and
He
now
missed
his wife's right here.
Tails.
I miss my wife.
His wife.
Tails.
As you make your way inwards, the others who watch as all of you enter at first are taken aback by the sheer size of the one with you, thinking that potentially it could be Gorthos, but they all know better than that. Except Gallon does explain out, Gorthos, or another thing!
It's another thing. Hi, I'm Brock.
Oh, hi, Brock!
I came to existence a few hours ago.
That's pretty cool. He just lays down in front of
Yeah. It was.
Polo,
Well,
these
it is
waters
good-
are great when they're not trying to take over your brain.
Well, it is good to see that the waters have been verified for their safety.
Oh yeah, I'm verifying the heck out of them right now.
Cross his arms.
Step. Sits.
He's like,
Sits
on.
with cloak and still armor. Just
it's like
sit.
as you sit down, he's like, hold on, Brock. I think I've done something bad. I sense I've made a mistake.
Just looks over. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Hold on. I'll be back. Maybe.
Okay.
Do-do-do.
Looks over at Gidon and Mr. Nook and Karaza. Just, hi, I'm Brock.
Oh, hey, Brock, how are you?
Have you met my wife?
Have you met my lovely wife?
No, I've never met any of you before.
As Gallon makes his way over towards you, Polo, you do find that out of everybody here, he is somewhat in a more bath-like dress, though not fully. He's not naked or in a towel or anything, but he does seem to have some coverings. As he makes his way over, he looks over to you. Welcome back.
Yeah, we finished some errands a little bit quicker than we expected. We created a whole new being entirely, as you have met Brock.
Yeah, Brock's great.
And it seems like everything has been resolved here with no issue at all, and your sisters are fine.
I wouldn't say no issues at all. There are a couple of things that we can. By the way, motion's over. Sister. Sister, this is well, everyone. I became acquainted with most of them except for Brock.
Yeah, I'm new.
It's brand new. Not even hours old.
You
He's just, like,
see,
hunched over in the back.
you
Yeah.
see the chieftain make her way over. As she does, she goes over toward where all of you are. I have a lot to, I suppose, explain and say to each of you, but before any of that is brought to anything, I guess the first thing is words of thanks. Gratitude from, honestly, each and every person here in the city.
There's no problem.
There's a lot that needs to be done, a lot that needs to be brought back, and quite honestly, unfortunately, a lot of my soldiers are currently aimlessly trying to either return to here or go off to places to fight against demons that they found on the roads. But in the end, they would be in a much worse position, and all of us would be in a much worse position if it were not for all of you performing what you did. I'm going to be honest with you, I was a tactical
It was a tactical marvel from what I saw. You not only training, but bringing in a couple of re-deads to allow for such grand scale of combat tactics and prowess. You are beyond anything that I believe even the greatest of our tacticians here could possibly imagine. Thank you, heroes, champions of Hyrule.
Yeah, no problem.
Your words of praise.
Is that how that happened?
It was Polo's idea to break. Well, like, we got it from Clavier, but it was Polo's idea to not leave them at home.
Yeah, that counts. That
And
counts
it ended up
accurate.
working out very well.
Did not expect it to work out as well as it did.
It came so in clutch. She's gonna. Her arms are still a little crossed, but she's gonna turn up her nose a little bit. Like, yes, I am quite proud of my achievement in tactical prowess.
She then
Oh,
motions her way over towards you, Polo, as she does. And from what I hear, you, in particular, are someone of note as well? Sister?
Yes, I am, the future royal monarch of the Demon Empire in the north.
It was honestly well, I wasn't able to fully comprehend everything whenever you had retrieved me from the underground, but now that I am finally caught up with most of what happened outside, and now that I believe I am in a place where my safety is relatively well assured, welcome to the family.
It is quite the pleasure and an absolute honor.
We take into account, obviously, the customs of those who are away from our own tribes and our own peoples. We understand the humans, Hylians, and potentially demons. I do not know much of your cultures, but we understand that all of them do consider the act of matrimony as well as the conjoining of things under whichever gods they wish to worship are extremely important. However, us of the Gerudo, as soon as you have given promise to each other, are essentially considered together in every sense, at least here. So I hope you do not mind if I call you sister preemptively.
No, it is quite fine. I'm already quite getting adjusted to it.
Can I have bought a wedding present?
There's still plenty of time for that. No, I think he should have brought a wedding present. I think that probably would have been good for... How long have you been alive?
20 minutes.
He has a pass. He has a pass for now.
I think it was...
Go ahead.
I think it was 20, maybe 30 minutes.
As far
More
as
than an hour.
As far as everything is concerned, I hope you don't mind that I have kept your other here for a little while. I needed him to explain some things to me, but also I had hoped that him and his brother would be here for this, but Koro had first off felt very awkward being around me, but second off had stormed out as soon as he had heard the news from outside.
News from outside?
Like I said, things aren't incredibly perfect right now. Apparently, the Iron Knuckles, most of them, other than honestly the ones you see just outside, motions toward the two who are guarding this place. They've all made their way over toward the leader of the Iron Knuckles. Those
is
who
that
are
the rusty one.
Yeah.
You never give her back her book, did you?
Nope, got it right here.
Those who were told what was going on made their way to them because they were told that the Iron Knuckles who were there weren't real. Don't know. I don't know how they got that information immediately. Honestly, I was going to take that to my grave, at least until we needed to give that information out. But as soon as they found that out, apparently they're going off to fight them, but they're not sure what is going to happen with the blood-rusted general. In the end, looks over toward the chieftain. In the end, I tried to make sure that both Male Gerudo had decided to stay out of it. This is the Iron Knuckles issue. They have somewhat more autonomy than most Gerudo out there. They do not need to wait for my go-ahead to do much of anything. However, they have their own intermingling issues that need to be taken care of. Trials and different kinds of ceremony that has to be upheld, at least as far as their previous or potentially future captain would be considered. Apparently, they cannot leave me unguarded, so these two will remain here with me. But they also cannot let the blood-rusted general allow for outsiders to wear the Iron Knuckles garb. So they're going to be off to fight them, and I'm not sure what's going to happen among that sort of a force. Obviously, our people are much more used to using the Iron Knuckle weapons as well as the different armors of such, but the others are abominations who can move relatively easily in whatever it is they wear. I'm just going to have to wait and see. They sort of forbid me from going. They also forbid basically... Yeah. They also sort of forbid everyone from the Gerudo village from going. At which point, Koro said that he's not from the village and ran off.
Ah.
I see.
So you have no authority over them.
As I mentioned, they have their own sort of pseudo-authorities and things that they listen to. They listen to the chieftain of the Gerudo, but they are their own force. They are... They have to listen to their own ceremony, their own tribute... I keep wanting to say tributes. Their own...
Leader.
Legacies. They have to settle this now, and they must settle it among themselves.
Oh.
So I guess we can't count on them to be at Spectacle Rock in 2 weeks.
I'm not sure how long it will take them. I'm not sure what is going to happen with this blood-rusted general, and I'm not sure what is going to go down with Koro. At the same time, I don't see the Force losing to those creatures. They may be strong, but I would take a trained Iron Knuckle over someone wearing the armor any day.
That's fair.
So the blood-rusted general is leading the fakes?
We don't know. From what your cute little scryer had said, they are sort of standing there menacingly.
Menacingly.
They haven't left with the other demons, but they also haven't returned here. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but I was not able to send myself out to go and check, as I mentioned before.
We know that the puppets aren't controlled by anyone anymore, really. The guy that should have been is dead.
Well, is he gone? I mean,
well,
he got sucked up into that vortex with all the other pieces that make Gavin, right?
I did mention earlier that there was a force of that same kind of feeling from Chublex's magic in the desert.
Oh, okay.
Chublex bullshit. That's right. That's what that was. We forgot.
So they would be, if they are being controlled by anyone, they most likely are being controlled by Chublex.
Well, crap.
Whether that means the blood-rusted general is or not, who knows? They haven't marched, so maybe something else is going on? Who's to say? Either way. That is why I, again, have had Galen stay here to explain everything to me. I also have our guest here from the Zora tribes who had came here to collect their army of people who had stayed behind. Gidon just sort of nods over. At this point, there isn't, unfortunately, a lot that I can do. I can have my soldiers make their way with you to aid you, obviously, but until the Iron Knuckle have figured out what they're doing, there's not much beyond sending an equally strong force to them, and I don't believe there is one, at least organized, inside of all of Hyrule.
We could go try to settle things.
Would they let us? I mean,
We're outsiders.
You making your way there would unfortunately mean that you would have to fight. They do not listen to anything but strength.
Oh, they sound like dark nuts.
we'd have to fight them to get them to back down and come help us.
You would have to fight them if they choose to fight against the others. I doubt that they're not going to do that, so currently the idea is battle them and defeat them. However, if you defeat them, there's also the idea of some of them could be potentially more hurt, at which point they will not be able to aid you in any immediate sense of time.
And if we leave them to their own devices, they're going to beat each other senseless anywhere.
As I mentioned, I don't think that they will. I'm decently sure they will take out the force in front of them. The only wild card is that blood-rusted general and Koro. However, it shouldn't take as long. We Gerudo make our way through the deserts relatively quickly with the sand seals. You mentioned that it might be hard for 2 weeks. I doubt this battle will last more than maybe less than a week.
Well, I don't think I want to fight, but I don't really feel good sitting around doing nothing.
I don't really feel good sitting around doing nothing either. At the same time, though, I feel like this is sorta just something that has to happen. Whenever I told that to Koro, though, he ran out of the bathhouse.
It's too comfy to get
And
up
also,
and run out of the
as you
bathhouse.
can see, Polo, I had to stay here. I'm sorry.
I'm
But
not
I did bring
mad.
my entourage. He motions back over toward where Nook and Ro are.
I was never mad.
And I see you brought your entourage.
Well, it was the only way to get us all in the door.
I mean, I'm technically a princess. Could I have come in too?
I mean, you didn't
Let's
say
be honest,
anything.
Jason. You're not a princess. You're Jason.
I mean, Polo's technically... I mean, no, she is a princess. I was gonna say, she's technically not the leader yet, but... yeah, whatever.
I mean, is she a princess if the title is called General?
Oh no,
She's like
he wants to be a king now.
Oh, okay. Lots of stuff still jumbled up in here.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they do
yeah.
have essentially the blessing of the demon god, the new demon god, to do that. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I should
See
fight
what
out.
it is.
Do you think if I ask him
You all say the most humorous and crazy things with a straight face. If it not you, I would question everything you say. But you are the ones who dragged me out from my servitude underneath the city, so I will not have any distrust, especially since I have heard similar things from my brother and from my guest here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all pretty insane.
As I mentioned before, obviously, sister, as well as the rest of you champions, you will have the entirety of the force that I can muster to aid you in any way that you can.
We appreciate it.
Currently, my own magics are difficult to control. Not to mention, I doubt that my people would trust anything that I would be able to throw toward or with them. So I will say that that would exclude myself, unless you can think of something else for me to do. I have grown frightened these past few months. My own power scares me. Whenever everything started, whenever those people brought that thing here, I was not yet changed. It was only recently that the Chublex, as you call it, made its way here to fully take on my form. That piece that they brought, motions over toward Gallon, I believe that you all referred to it as a piece of the Triforce of Courage. When it was here, I felt strong, unstoppable. But knowing everything that had happened and knowing everything that came from it, I now fear that strength, that feeling that I had. Because I know that it is not truly alien to me. It is something that I could have felt. And I will never forget that. It will always be there to haunt me. But hopefully, I can at least make up for it in any way that I can. Hopefully, I can help my brother whenever he returns and get his favor again. Show him that despite how stuck up I was as a child, looks over toward Gallon, not wanting to run around with a couple of hydromelon thieves, that I do love him. I love them all. It wasn't that many hydromelons.
I'm not.
It was
I don't
enough
think you-
hydromelons. Sorry.
I don't think you have any reason to be afraid then.
I hope not.
No, it's more of a stated fact. I mean, you already know what you can do, and you already know what you are, and you know you're never going to do it again. Why be afraid of it? You're stronger now than you were before. You're infinitely stronger, probably.
You got a point. Use it for something better. That's what I say.
Speaking of use it for something better, I do happen to know where it is. The thing that changed me.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the hydromelons you stole.
I don't want to think about where they are.
Cut to like a rotting corner of the old city.
Gallon's just
Nobody
like, we didn't
can-
steal them to eat them. We stole them so we could.
This is ancient little vault of perfectly preserved hydromelons.
I believe that the other me has it.
Oh,
Whether you...
The one who took my face. I believe that they're the one that had it when last I checked.
Oh, the weird doll thing?
Which means, if it was one of those creatures, one of those dolls, it is most likely still around the blood-rusted general.
So that means we are definitely going to go there.
I mean, that definitely gives us more of a reason to.
But
There
not just
isn't-
let that piece sit around and have someone else pick it up.
If there isn't anything happening at the moment, I would ask that you let them do what they wish to do. However, if you do return, which I believe you are planning on a small trip, if you do return and that still rages on, obviously I believe you should make your way there and do whatever it is you need to do. But at least give my people a small chance to retrieve it for you.
I don't see any problem with that. What about you guys?
We don't know that it's with the blood-rusted general. For all we know, they could have handed it off toward the Chublex. But I believe it should still be in the form that they had taken of myself.
All right. I suppose I can think of things that I'd want to do instead of doing that.
For the time being, if there is anything you wish to have or wish to try while you are here, the city is completely open to all of you. We are discussing what else we can do whilst we are here. Currently, I am... looks over toward Gidon, in discussions with certain... They motion toward Gidon as if they want to take over. Gidon lets out a sigh and stands. I have brought a missive from our new king, one that is showing of a small force that we wish to establish here in the deserts.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, right? I'm surprised by that.
She wishes me far away from most of what is happening. Since I am currently tied to our daughter, she wishes to give me something else to do. At which point, I am here to ask of the Gerudo if myself and the small battalion of soldiers that I do have can make home here in the deserts. Once they return to the original Gerudo settlement, whether any of them wish to stay here or whether we can take up residence in this place. The Spirit Capital, which is what we are currently calling this place, will remain, despite the fact that it is made up of the sacred stone of the Spirit Temple itself. It is not as if we can just put it back. And,
I mean, you could with enough time and effort.
And a lot of us are wanting to make our way back toward Gerudo City, but I'm sure that a lot of my sisters would love to stay here as well. At which point, I don't see much of a reason that we can't have this place be another small settlement where anybody can stay. The other city being our holy ground where only women can step forth, while this one being more of a trading hub or some sort of a collective of things. Currently, we are in talks of that. Galen was here to mediate things, but has been mostly soaking in the tub since. Look, I do not know what you want me to say or do. I am just here, picturing math. He's been saying that ever since he showed up here.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out a spell.
There is so much math.
I'm sorry that you had to do so much math when you clearly don't want to.
He pulls out what appears to be a small book that he has wrote down everything into. You note that it is soaked.
He just brought
however, Galen does not seem to mind it at all as he holds up his soaked book.
Well, can I see that?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Brock will begin trying to decipher these meanings.
Look, this guy Brock, I'm sure he can handle it.
So what do I need to do to solve the equation, Beacon?
Oh, you cannot.
That'd been really funny if I could.
You cannot. It is not meant to be solved.
What?
It's the best I can say for it.
That being said, it is
real.
also completely soaked through, and you don't really know exactly what's written anywhere.
You might have to make new notes.
Nah, I got it all. I understand.
You don't.
Have you considered that it's not supposed to be solved?
Well, I was thinking that if I put it in the water and I was looking at it and I was completely in relax mode, that I could look at it at a different angle. And then all the angles started changing, and then I realized the ink was melting. But it's fine because it's all up here. Points to his head.
So I know lots of things about magic. I know lots of stuff, but not a lot of stuff. But have you just considered that you just cast it like any old spell?
Oh yeah, I
really
can cast it. That is something I can do. I believe in myself. However, he looks to Polo. Polo would kill me if there was anything left of me. What?
I don't understand.
Is the spell gonna blow you up?
I can cast it. It requires a lot of magic that someone has to give up to do. That being the one who's casting it, because that is the one thing that Grandma was missing. She couldn't figure out how to cast it without it using up the material that is used to create the big explosion. What I'm trying to do is figure out how I can cast it without either dying or going close to that.
Oh. Because
I don't want to explode myself.
Have you? Why don't you get some of those black powder crystal things and fill it full of magic?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It needs magic, but it's not like it's just needing magic. It needs willing, controlled magic. It needs a mage.
Then, I mean, if you're worried about dying, then just lessen the power of the spell.
Oh no. This thing is a big thing. If I lessened it, I'm not sure it's going to do anything. But if I don't lessen it, it could do a big thing. I'm still working on it. It's fine.
Wait. What about your cool body thing that you did? Can't you just do that with the spell?
My cool body thing?
You made those extra bodies, right?
Oh no, that would take weeks.
Oh. He gives the book back.
Whenever I made the prototypes for those, that was like the whole time. Like that was me at the Sun Temple. I made a prototype, then I made the other two, and they were all basically done at the same time. The prototype we made into your mom.
Yeah.
But even then we had to like figure that out. I could probably do it faster, but even then I'd have to then put something in it, which would then make whatever I put in it potentially explode, which doesn't sound great because whatever I put in it would be kind of a person. No, I should do it. It should be me. And again, I'm not gonna cast it. He's like motioning to Polo, like I'm not gonna do it until I know it's safe. So it's either getting cast where it is right now, or it's never getting cast. But I really want it to be cast.
Brock looks at Gal and then looks to Polo. I'm sorry you're gonna have to be a widow someday. Probably soon, considering this one.
Like I said, I am not going to cast it until I know I can do it without exploding myself.
Well, you're in for a long and aged life. Pat, pat.
If there's anything I don't want to do, is not be here.
What?
We also would like you to not be here.
Finger crossbows.
I'd say it almost sounds like you need multiple use to do this. But we only got the one gem and the one potential chance.
Unfortunately, there's no shortcuts here. It's one magic source, controls the magic, casts the magic, explodes with magic.
You consider just walking the divine realm and becoming a god to do it.
Sounds like a lot of work.
You just open the
If we
door.
just walk in. Walk in.
Trust me, you could just become a god and then shirk your responsibilities all you want. It's happened many times.
You guys do know, and I will remind you because this is something that happened months ago, but whenever you guys made Dompe the god, the Dompe that walked into becoming a god and the Dompe who talked to you literal seconds later felt like hundreds of years have passed betwing.
Oh, okay. Right. Right.
They sort of exist outside of that kind of thing. He would not probably be Gallon anymore.
All right. Never mind. Anyway, you have fun with that.
Don't you guys worry. Don't you guys worry. I'll figure it out.
Okay. We believe in you.
I don't. But no one wants to listen to what I think.
It's true.
I mean, I might want to listen to what you have to say. I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are either.
Hi, I'm Brock.
Hello, Brock. I'm Gidon.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Gidon.
With all that being said, at this point, until we hear back from Koro, there's not really a lot that can be done.
Well,
there's lots of things that can't be done, just not what we want to do about the Triforce right now.
yeah.
We should figure out other things we would want to do.
Yeah.
Well,
I already
currently
know one
the
of them.
biggest thing that we need to do is set up for whoever's going to be leaving to go in a few days, correct?
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And until then, we just have time on our hands to do whatever we want to do while everything's getting set up for an expedition to the north.
Yeah.
I'll most likely stay here while you guys go off and do that. I don't want to be that far away from Matilda.
Oh, that's someone I should say hi to as well.
But, I mean, that's a few days away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll have plenty of time to say hi to everybody.
Hooray!
All right, then. There's only one thing we need to do. Everybody strip.
Huh?
Okay.
We're getting in the bath.
Oh, you're supposed to take off your clothes when you get in there?
Oh, yeah. You don't want to rust up. He's wearing mostly goddess metal plating. He should be fine.
Oh, I thought it was gold. Neat. Well, if it doesn't rust, why doesn't anyone make everything out of it?
It's not that it doesn't rust. It just takes a lot to rust.
My question stands.
I don't know why people don't use it more. We use it in everything.
That's right. It's inert metal. How can they be afraid of
It's
it?
like we use it in everything. Motions to their armor, their tiara, their rings, their earrings.
Oh, hey, look, we almost match. He points to the goddess metal skull cap. Neat.
Perfect.
Do we want to take a bath?
I mean, I might.
I've heard so much about these fucking baths. Why not?
Marco just starts stomping over, taking off his cloak, ready to go in.
Angrily.
I got insult. Why is he so riled up all of a sudden?
I'm gonna check you out, Bath.
Just the way you said it sounded very forceful.
I've heard so much about you, I'm gonna check you out.
Yeah.
Is he angry because Hosea not here to do it? Too?
shit.
Or
You can be quiet.
what did I do?
How come all four of the Gorthoses have like a hang up on Hosier and Marco? What's going on there?
I mean, I think they see what we all kind of see.
I don't know who this Hosier is, but I'm pretty sure that he wants to kiss Marco. I'm playing.
See here.
It's unfortunate we
I
didn't
didn't
bring
go
out
far enough.
little Scryer.
The Scryer.
Oh, we could go and get him.
Do you want to go and get him? Mr. Garuda Queen, or Chieftain?
I didn't want to use your travel areas without your permission. That's why I've been sending message through young Volmana. But I could go and retrieve him if you'd like.
I think he'd be way too excited by that.
You should definitely go do that then. It seems like a positive thing.
I think Argo has done much for us that he is deserving of a reward.
I've done nothing and I still want to get in the bath, so.
Let's give the Scryer a reward.
Sister, go to him. Why are you making it weird?
I'll just say it like that.
Go get him. That weird little mage.
I was gonna say, if you go and get him, I would expect him to make it weird at least once.
Why?
Just a feeling.
Oh.
With that, I guess, if you're wanting to go back, I can take you back. And Ronan, you wanted to go and do something, didn't you?
Yeah. So
shall we escort the chieftain back?
Yeah.
Well, I am in your hands, champions. I'll be back to speak with you later, sister. I'd love to get to know you better.
Yes, of course. I guess if some of us are going to stay for the baths, I would probably like to procure a more private one.
Oh, if you'd like, you can use my baths over at the palace if you want.
Are the pools bigger there? Because I can't fit. I don't fit in these.
They're much larger here.
Oh. The world is not made for tall people.
But they're more private there.
Right.
Oh, I thought there was a private area here in this bathhouse.
There is a single private bath area over nya. If you'd like to go over nya.
Yeah, it's the palace is a little ways away. Just for a bath, it's just,
If you'd like to, you can use the massage area. There is a place there that has a small bath. It is also for more high-paying VIP guests. At least that's what I was told while everything was going crazy here. All of these things are, as you all know, relatively new within the past 8 to 9 months. And through that entire time, I was not in the right state of mind. But it's there. I remember its purpose.
I've never had a massage before.
And I don't think right now it's currently staffed to give anybody a massage.
There are a lot of other things happening in the city. I doubt anyone wants to make their way there at the moment. It is as much of a private bath as could be here.
I'm just interested in the bath, so it's fine.
Well, take it if you wish. Until then,
thank you.
Take me to the small mage.
You got it.
I don't think the gold part comes off my head. I think it's actually welded on there.
As Ronan and Jason take the chief away, Marco dies over in the waterfall, apparently.
Just floating face down.
I just looked over and saw that's where he was at, and he was just laying down.
Just Brock just sits down, looks at Gidon, looks at Mr. Nook, looks at the Gerudo here. So I don't know nothing about nothing. Tell me more about your people.
Sure. Goes and sits down.
Any knowledge I have is either 1,000 years out of date or completely jumbled.
You will find, as everybody is making their ways to different places, Polo.
Mm-hmm.
You would find as soon as everybody moves off and away, Gallon looks back over towards you, and you're really not upset. You kind of had like that play upset thing, but I didn't know if you were actually upset.
I mean, I was rather humored that you had found yourself time to relax and in between all the investigation, and I guess there really wasn't much to investigate after the fact. But no, I'm not angry.
I will admit I was enjoying it a little bit.
You tend to assume I'm angry quite a bit.
No, I just was hoping you weren't this time. You had
No, I'm not.
you had that bit of a cross arms kind of thing going.
Yes. So are you going to join me in the private baths or not?
If I bathe too much, I might get all pruny.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Well then, I guess Orion and I will bathe alone, in solitude,
Well, I
lonely.
mean, here's the thing though. That place has its own kind of thing it needs, right?
Hmm?
Maybe someone could use someone without any pruny fingers to be a masseuse.
Maybe. Well, Orion does have big paws.
Me, Gallon, me. Me. Me.
Me, upper dog, me.
It
Send
me.
dog away.
And he has had a bit of a habit of what do they call it when cats do it? Making biscuits?
Over here, pick me. Right here. Not him. I could do it.
Sure, why not?
He
If you
will.
are so inclined.
He will give a smile. He will go to reach down to pick you up. At which point, we gotta get you off those feet.
Yes, of course.
You just hear Orion, me, pick me. Yeah, I'm right here. Bark, 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 bark.
Bark, woof, bark.
I heard my name in excited things. You guys will make your way over toward the area. You will find that the entirety of this private area looks as if it is made for, again, not only sitting in privacy amongst the other things. There is another small door that leads off further into the facility, but it also seems to have its own little private circly bath off to the south of it. As you all approach in, and as you are sat down onto the table, which hopefully, unlike the image, is not taken apart.
It's not this weird statue of a lady.
It's not the weird statue of a lady. It's the weird lady statue.
No, we can hold on. We can fix it. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
What's that color?
I believe
That
you.
color is a little bit leaning more towards orange.
It's like a creamy orange. Yeah, it's like a.
Okay, hold on. We're a little too far. A little too like this.
I believe in you.
Not quite a color match. Not quite a color match.
That's
there we go.
fine.
There we go.
As Polo is placed upon and eventually gone at the feet of, because Gallon's like, I would love to do something other than math today.
Yeah.
There is potential.
Oh, you're
potential
interested in
guy.
multiplication.
I'm always under the rules of occasion. You will find that it's a very nice little place. It's a very nice little chamber. There's many good things.
Hell yeah.
Ronan, you and Jason, upon leaving the area, would find it would probably be difficult to return without the chieftain in tow because of the Angie Goron guarding the place, who is definitely not glaring backwards toward Gidon as you guys are entering and exiting this place, to a point where he's like, I am going to stab that man fucking through. But as you guys will make your way back toward the oasis, and then eventually back over toward the main section of the home, you would find go ahead.
I was gonna say, on the walk, Ronan did want to ask the queen something.
Oh, of course. You find that making your way back through and going off toward where the oasis would be, that the three of you are in relative ease as far as walking is concerned. There's no rush at all.
Hey, so you all keep records in your library, right? From long times ago?
There is less of an incentive for the records to be publicly known as they have been these past few months, but yes, currently it is of the, I was going to say royal, but not really. It is of the blood of the chief, who is the safekeeper of knowledge. That is my duty since I was young, and it will be my duty that I will pass on to my daughters and my daughters of them and their daughters. Currently, we are in the process of returning all of the books back toward Gerudo Town, but they are essentially, at least the ones that are left over, quite numerous and understanding in their knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
What is it you need?
Well, I think I heard once that you guys keep records on even the male Gerudos and stuff, right? That even the ones that don't get remembered?
Yes. It is something that we don't normally have out to the public, but we do try to make sure that even with those who do not stay within our customary understanding of the male Gerudo, as far as the special treatment that they receive and the tasks that they are given, that we do have some record as to not allow for certain things to repeat.
Okay. I was hoping I could maybe ask you for a favor then.
Go right ahead.
There's one in particular that I think didn't get remembered for something he didn't do. And he's
unfortunately, that probably doesn't narrow it down.
His name was Anton.
The male Gerudo before Galen.
Yeah.
They are very recent as far as the male Gerudo's records are concerned. I know them.
He wasn't the one who killed the Divine Beast. And I feel like it would mean a lot to her if those things could be opened up and he could actually be remembered.
If anything, we have from the horse's mouth, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were, kind of a thing.
I do remember that you had said that before you had a that suit of armor that was with us before, right? The one that had got us loose from all of the binds we had?
I, Eric, don't remember that.
They were
Yes,
back
they were
whenever
a suit of armor.
back to the last time she heard of you having the spirit of the sacred beast was when they were a suit of armor. They don't know that they're flesh and blood.
Oh,
Nope.
right. Yes. Yeah, she's back in the flesh now. It's official.
There is a
And-
slight eyebrow raise as you're saying this.
I mean, we could pop in and say hi to her real quick if you wanted, but
Yeah, we're going right there.
You're
oh yeah,
speaking of, you had given flesh and blood to that suit of armor?
yeah,
The one that you say held the spirit of the divine beast of our people.
yeah.
It's not as weird. Whenever you think that it's not the first time or probably the last time we're going to be doing that within the next
Yeah.
few weeks.
It's not weird. We just had a painting that came to life, and then we talked to her for a bit, and then Galen put her soul into a suit of armor, and then Gorthos grabbed her soul out of the ether and fused it with the fake soul, and now she's alive again.
Yeah, and about 2 hours ago, we created a completely new demon from the bodies that were surrounding Gorthos when he was first shown, that were calling out to us as if they were wanting to be used. But even then, it wasn't enough until we had that small dog Apollo spit out about 20 other large bones, much larger than itself. And then Brock was born.
Yep.
Also, they gave flesh and blood to your two gods.
That
And
is
that's
also
my
true.
limit. I think that we can go and speak with whoever it is you want to speak with. And
Yeah,
we
ask
can
him.
leave it at
Listen,
that.
just ask Galen about it. He can probably point you to exactly where they are right now. on
That
their
is
vacation.
the limit of my of anything I want to. We can talk to the person you want
A
to
little
talk
bit.
to is what I'm going to say now.
I love how
Oscar?
we just ruin people's perception of existence every time.
Oscar is going to be the one to write down all the history that's happened, and he's going to put this era as
Oh, I am just imagining, since this is all happening in the Oasis, there is just an Oscar who the entire time has been trying to read this one book and has just put it down, glaring over the top of it toward the three of them.
He's just like, these fucking people can't leave a single thing alone.
these people are fucking crazy.
They're
I just
psychopaths.
remember this for the craziest time this world's ever fucking seen. In
The air-
history, my own soul will come back to give people things so they understand the bullshit I went through. I'm Oscar.
Signed
wait.
Oscar the Suffering.
Can't wait till I get isekai'd into Pokemon.
Yeah.
Prequel.
Hey,
You
it's lots about
guys-
cherish.
You guys find yourselves going back toward the main section of everything. As you do, you are not only showing them toward where Argo is, who Argo immediately does do the Argo thing of potentially having a heart attack, but also showing forth that Rowana in the flesh, covered in the skin of the divine beast, which again was also completely preserved whenever you have brought them back to life, as well as their Gerudo armaments and armors.
Yeah.
There is many things to be said and done once the chieftain makes their way in. There are many understandings shattering all around them. But I think that we're gonna have those things go down, and the conclusion of tonight's events happening next time, as we hopefully come back next week. I'm shaking my finger in the air to continue more Zelda.
We're a fucking menace to every society.
What was that?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
So hopefully next time I can actually do my song.
I hope so.
Look, I was wanting to get you back here, and then you had to have the existential crisis of the chieftain thrown in, and I want to
Listen,
see
there's
what
a
that
lot-
happens.
There's like a lot of ground to cover here towards the end.
You wanna know what I thought you were about to ask her? or mention? So why did Kuro think you wanted to marry him?
She very much just like mentioned it a bit ago, like she did.
Yeah.
That's why she's like, I feel bad about Kuro and I want him to know that I love him, but like she was meaning it more in a, I want him to know that I love him, but not the other thing.
Yeah.
He is my brother and he belongs here just as much as any of us do. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now that you guys have finally been able to speak with the Gerudo chieftain, you guys are setting things up and getting things ready to make your way off toward the north to spend a little bit of time up there. Potentially we will get to that next time as well. First things first, obviously, we're going to come back here, talk with some peeps, maybe get the chieftain understood that there is more than just the cute little mage to speak to. And we will continue things on. We'll get going right there.
We're gonna Argo laid.
All right.
Everybody.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, until next time, guys. Like always, later days. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.